Well, well, well. The Cowboys, selectively aggressive. Oh yeah, this is live. I'm having some technical difficulties, but we are still rolling. The Cowboys, selectively aggressive. And so it looks like we pick up one Javonte Williams, running back. We'll look at him some today. And it looks like the Cowboys have lost out on Greenlaw. Looks like the Broncos absolutely beat us out. I don't know what else to tell us. But the Cowboys, they got to keep going. And I do believe y'all still just be patient. The Cowboys are going to make some moves. But I do believe that Greenlaw is somebody they had targeted. And it's fallen through. So now you have to keep on going. They got Javonte Williams. I think Javonte Williams is going to tell us some things the Cowboys are definitely going to do in the draft. But we'll talk about Javonte Williams a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about Dre Greenlaw. And we'll talk about some more things that are going on around the NFL as far as free agency goes. But again, Cowboy fans, selectively aggressive. We wanted Greenlaw, we lost out, but we got Javonte Williams. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Yep. Let's get some greetings going on up in here. Jeanette Rogers, what's going on? Got Brandon Dat, what's going on? Brandon said, I like it. Well, at least the Eagles lost players. King K, yes. Aggressive running back, Brandon Dat. Miss Matrix, what's going on? I'm ready. Hey, Miss Matrix, calm down. We ain't done yet, I promise you. Yep, we're not done. I told y'all we were not doing nothing on day one. It's all good. Not doing nothing on day one. But I do believe they had Dre Greenlaw targeted and they lost. The Broncos beat them. The Broncos beat them, Miss Matrix. I'm just telling us. There are sometimes you have to overpay if you really want something. That's just the bottom line. You just got to overpay. If you see a pair of shoes and it says last pair, last size, and you say that shoe is $100 out of my budget, but do you have the money? Well, if you have the money, you better get them shoes, because when you come back, they're not going to be gone, because your cheap is not somebody else cheap. They're going to come back and get them. So again, let's get some more greetings going on. Appreciate you, Miss Matrix. C. Burleson, what's going on, big dog? What's going on, Fade Ninja? What's going on? No backup quarterback. Dak won't be ready for training camp. What do you now? What's next? It sounds like Dak's going to be somewhat ready. We'll see how ready he is. Mills 36. Oh man, let me tell you something. I'm so glad they didn't get Najee Harris. Javonte Williams, man, I'm not even tripping. And I don't think they're going to get Noah Brown. Noah Brown is not going to be it. I suspect if they get a wide receiver, it's going to be Cooper Kupp or it's going to be Tyler Lockett. We're going to see. Brandon, yeah, Greenlaw, the Broncos beat us. They beat us. Miss Matrix, hey, I'm all good. It's all good with me. I appreciate the poking fun. I appreciate it. Let me tell you though, Miss Matrix, we ain't done. Y'all just hold on. We're not done. There is no way for me. There is no way the Cowboys. Y'all got to understand now how dumb this is. Attack on the Cowboys made this point on X, and it makes perfect sense. And I'm in total agreement. It would be absolutely dumb for the Cowboys to push $37 million of Dak Prescott's deal down into a void year. And you're not going to do anything with the money. The best thing for the Cowboys to do in that situation is take the whole $90 million hit. I refuse to believe they're going to take a $90 million hit. Oh, I'm sorry. I refuse to believe they freed up $57 million to do nothing. I refuse to believe it. And if they did it, well, I'm going to have to agree with some of y'all. We're crazy. King K, a lot of these players got overpaid. A lot of them got overpaid. But it's the market. It's the market. Now, me, when it comes to this free agency stuff, the only way I'm overpaying is it has to be a player I absolutely want. If I absolutely want that player and I believe that player is going to really improve my team, then I'm going to absolutely overpay for that player. But the Cowboys it's obvious. The Cowboys don't believe that player is out there. The Cowboys don't believe that player is out there. But I do believe Greenlaw was a target. And it seems the Cowboys were fighting on Greenlaw all the way to the end. But they couldn't make it work because some of these teams have shown enough money. The Broncos, they did it to him. Yeah, I heard the same thing. He'll be ready for training camp. He said he was going to start running in January. Yeah, and not to mention, you're talking about light work. Now, I'm sure they're going to put a picket fence around Dak Prescott. You know, I think they're going to keep keep everything at a minimum, but he's going to be ready to go. Dono said, I bet Najee Harris not looking so bad now. Hey, let me tell you something, Dono. No. Because to get Najee Harris, I do not believe you're bringing him in for a one-year deal. I don't think his agent is taking a one-year deal. Javonte Williams assures us they're going in the draft and they're getting a running back. We're assured with Javonte Williams, one-year deal, $3 million, they're getting a running back. I wish they would have went a little bit less. I still say the market for Nick Chubb and A.J. Dillon is less, but with Javonte Williams, you know, a lot of people were saying that this dude was better than what the 3.7 yards per carry average is. Some people are saying he's better than that. So, but again, don't know. It's not so much about Najee Harris not being good, but, you know, we just have to admit what Najee Harris is. Najee Harris is a bruiser type running back. You're not going to get a lot of fancy moves, hit the hole, go, whatever the case may be. You know, he may make one player miss, but he's just not the home run hitter that you're looking for. Because if he was, Pittsburgh wouldn't have let him go. Najee Harris for the Pittsburgh Steelers, as far as my understanding is, it is not a money issue. It is not a money issue. They just didn't feel he was him. And I'm in total agreement. I mean, I saw what he did against us, and I was like, I wasn't convinced. And that's why when Mills started talking about him coming to Dallas, I was like, oh, man, no way. No way. No, thank you. Mills 36, I can't even argue with you. But again, I don't know if it's so much about the great coach and great culture, even though it seems like we're on our way. But again, hey, I can't argue with you. He saw something he liked and he took it. And also, I would love to know what the Cowboys were offering. Donald Moore, no, we were not going to be able to keep Rico. You can't keep Rico and go in the first, second, or third round and get a running back. You keep Rico, he is your number one back. You don't get that back until the fifth round. Rico would have been the new Zeke. He's the primary back. The back you get at the back of the draft would have been the second back. No, I think they got a plan. One of these running backs in the draft is going to be the primary back for the Cowboys. But again, what's going on with you, Donald Moore? Good to see you. Brandon Dad, yes, sir. Wow, 3-year deal. No Hampton in draft. Yeah. Okay, then you said 3-year deal. Okay, I thought the Javonte Williams was a 1-year deal. It doesn't matter if it's more than that. No, the Cowboys are going to get a running back. There is no doubt about it. But I thought it was a 1-year deal. I heard it was a 1-year deal. Let's see. Yeah, Javonte Williams is signing a 1-year, $3 million deal that has another $500,000 in incentives. No, the Cowboys are fine on Javonte Williams. I'm telling y'all, I'm not sweating Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams is not, he's not them saying he's the guy. No, yeah, we're not worried about him. Neo, what's going on? Good to see you back. He says, low-key like this move for Williams. It's low risk. The Williams move is really a low risk, Neo. It's not a really high risk. He's just kind of giving you some insurance. He's giving you some insurance, kind of like, I guess, a little bit more experience in the running back room. But he's no problem. I'm telling y'all, he assures us the Cowboys are getting a running back. Rico Dowdle, you might would have had some doubts. I'm not worried about this move, but I'm telling y'all, the Rico Dowdle, it was too much. Rico Dowdle is going to be too much money, especially looking at what they're saying the Raiders may be paying him. Deion Jefferson, don't worry, we're not screwed. We're going to be great. We're going to be great. Yeah, I've seen some of the stuff, but Dak said he's going to be ready. No, the 9-month stuff is not true. No. I don't know where they get that 9 months to 1 year stuff. That's not true. That is not true. Angie the Rebel Chicks, what's going on? She said, I'm late to the cookout. This is the second woman. What's the second cookout, Angie? She said, but I see the food still not done yet. I guess on Wednesday, the selectively aggressive food will come out. I think tomorrow it comes out. Because the reality is, once you get to Wednesday, pretty much what's left are all the scraps. Day 2 of the tampering, this is going to be it. Late tonight and tomorrow. After that, you're pretty much going to probably get your bargain players, low budget players. Now, meaning you don't get some good players, but you're definitely not going to get the big time names. That's probably where you're going to get more of the role players. Losing Lewis is like Josh Butler. Lewis is going to be a blow. There is no doubt about it. Najee wasn't stopping them from taking the back either. I don't think he was stopping them from taking the back. But with Javonte Lewis, I still think we are going to get 2 backs. The Cowboys need 2 backs. They need one in the first or the second, and they need one on the backside in the 5th. Javonte Williams, he's not going to stop you from doing that. Najee Harris would have stopped you from doing that. You're not picking up Najee Harris because Najee Harris was not signing no 1-year deal, at least in my estimation. He doesn't view himself like that. He wasn't signing a 1-year deal. Najee is going to have to probably be for somebody a 3-year deal. Unless he just totally goes undrafted and then, unless he goes totally unpicked up into Wednesday and Thursday, then he probably will try to take a prove-it deal. But right now, Najee Harris is probably looking at a multi-year deal with somebody. I would have been a little bit skeptical if the Cowboys would have got him because it would have told me that they don't even probably get the back at the front. They probably get him at the back. Javonte Williams tells me they get the running back at the front and possibly at the back. I didn't want to back like Najee Harris, but that's just my opinion. But I didn't want to back like Najee Harris. I want them to go in the draft and get a home run hitter. There are too many home run hitting backs in this league. In this draft. And Najee Harris, here's the thing about free agents, guys. I'm telling us. We know what Rico Dowdle is. Do we not know what he is? If we're being honest, this is what we know about Rico Dowdle. Good running back. He can get you the 7s, the 8s, sometimes the 12s. He can catch out of the backfield. Rico Dowdle is a good back. Rico Dowdle, against the really average teams, he's really good. But it seemed like kind of when we played the good teams, no good. I'm wondering if any good. He just didn't look good against the good teams. But again, the thing that I didn't see from Rico Dowdle, that if I'm looking for a running back to be my bell cow back, I'm looking for a back. Can he hit his head on the goalpost? Can he hit his head on the goalpost? Rico Dowdle never showed us that. Not tripping on Rico Dowdle. He never showed us that. He never showed us he could hit his head on the goalpost. He never showed us he had the breakaway speed. He never showed us that. And we saw him break out into the open, but we never saw him break out into the open and run past people. We didn't see it. Now, again, anybody's been following me since I began this at the beginning of the football season, man, I was screaming for Rico Dowdle to be the starter. Did a good job. Did a good to great job. But the thing we never saw was the breakaway speed from Rico Dowdle, the home run hit ability. Something else we didn't see from Rico Dowdle that was very disparaging. He was no good in the red zone. Not running the ball, he was no good. No good in the red zone. If you're gonna be that guy, and I'm paying you that kind of money, I need you to be bell cow, hit your head on the goalpost. What do you do in the 20s? What do you do at the goal line? Rico didn't show us anything at the goal line. And they tried to get him at the goal line sometimes. He just wasn't effective. As a matter of fact, it was the Pittsburgh game when he had that really good game, and they said, okay, we're going to put you down at the goal line. And it was that particular play that gave Ezekiel Elliott some light to come back in and start making a case that the Cowboys were not using him because he felt like they should have been using him at the goal line. Because Rico Dowdle fumbled at the goal line. So we were not seeing from Rico Dowdle, put it like this, we were not seeing $100 million reported $100 million potentially deal that the Raiders are going to offer him. No, we were not seeing that kind of, no. Rico Dowdle, if I'm the GM, he's not getting $100 million from me with $50 million guaranteed. Oh, no. No way, no how. Not for me. We saw what we need to see from Rico Dowdle. I'm telling y'all, the Cowboys need to go in the draft. Javonte Williams, very low risk. Very low risk. Javonte Williams, clearly, we're moving on from him. Unless Javonte Williams come out here and absolutely tear the house down. If Javonte Williams come out here and have an average season, Javonte Williams will be gone in 1 year. The goal for the Dallas Cowboys, I'm telling you, they're going to bring in 2 running backs. I believe they get one either in the first or the second, and then they're going to get one in the 5th. The Cowboys are going to get 2 running backs. Javonte Williams will be a part of a very good young running back room, I believe. Deuce Vaughn is probably going to be the odd man out. And I'm going to tell you this. Don't even think that Williams is guaranteed to stay on the team. Understand that $3 million, he's not even guaranteed to stay on the team. Cowboys mess around and bring in 2 rookie running backs, and both of them are a horror movie. And I mean, when I say a horror movie, they turn out to be absolute monsters. Javonte Williams is going to be the odd man out. But at the very least, again, it's a 1-year deal. Not even tripping on this Javonte Williams thing. To me, it's almost like it didn't happen. I'll be glad to have him in the running back room because when you think about the fact that Deuce Vaughn would be, if he's your 3rd running back, which he was this year, Deuce Vaughn, I just don't know how he's going to fit into what Brian Schottenheimer's going to do. I think he's a little small. I just don't know how he fits in. So he may find himself being the odd man out anyway. But Williams, again, I'm not tripping on Williams. I'm not tripping whatsoever. I do want to look at some tape on Williams and see what he's about. But again, this really wasn't a major move by the Cowboys. More of an insurance policy. But believe me, the Cowboys are going to the draft and get their bell cow back. I'm telling you. They're not depending on Javonte Williams. They were never going to depend on Najee Harris. Again, we know what Najee Harris is. That's the benefits of this free agency thing. We can go look at tape on him all we want to, but if we don't know what he is by now after looking at him, well, I don't know what to tell us. And, we say we need to look at tape on him. I'm cool with that, but understand, they've been looking at tape on him. Other teams have been looking at tape on him. There's a reason why he's still sitting there. There's a reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers said, thanks, but no thanks. I mean, we can easily read the tea leaves on him. I mean, Najee Harris, I'm telling you, he wasn't a cap casualty. Just like Rico Dowdle. Y'all understand something. Rico Dowdle is not a cap casualty for the Cowboys. Cowboys got first dibs on him. We know what he is. And I'm telling you, they probably looked at him and said, hey, man, he's good, but he's not explosive. This is the first year he's been healthy the whole season. We haven't seen the explosiveness. They didn't want to take the chance. Why? Because the running back class is so deep. If the running back class was last year's running back class, Rico Dowdle probably gets re-signed. But this running back class is crazy. It is. This running back class is crazy. Yeah, it's a one-year deal, Deion Jefferson. No harm, no foul. Pick him up, see what he is, let him go. 1 year, $3 million. Yeah. Yeah, it's a one-year deal, so it's no big deal. Doesn't even guarantee he's going to be here. You can eat $3 million. I mean, I'm not eating $3 million, but hey, we'll see what happens. Dwayne Hart said, why would you sign someone who's been hurt and 500-plus rushing yards last year? That's garbage. Now, the reason why they're signing him, they're looking back at his rookie season. He ran 903 yards as a rookie. Had a torn ACL in 2022. He ran for 217 times, 774 yards in 2023, and then slumped to 513 yards and 4 touchdowns last season. Now, a lot of people were saying Dwayne Hart, welcome to the channel. A lot of people were saying he didn't get the opportunity because the Denver Broncos were running a running back by committee. And so some people were saying, why didn't he get the opportunity just to be the number one back? They did the same thing Dallas did, this whole running back by committee. So the Cowboys are saying that there may be something more possibly there. $3 million. Really? That's almost like a league minimum type deal? No harm, no foul. Trust me when I tell y'all, they're not sweating Javonte Williams. They're not sweating Javonte Williams. It's only $3 million, and I know it's all valuable money. And I'm not talking about it's just $3 million because I don't have it. But in the grand scheme of things, Javonte Williams is just some experience. And again, the Cowboys do this. They're taking a chance. The Cowboys like to see if they can be the smartest people in the room sometimes. Hey, this guy had a lot of potential. People have kind of given up on him. Let's take a chance on him. So this is what they're doing. But he's only going to be a part of what they're really going to do. No, they're going to the draft. Book it. They're going to the draft. They're not worried about this Javonte Williams move. They're going to the draft. Daniel said, who's out there that's drafted high but was a bust? Who's willing to take short-term prove-it deal with incentives? He's just insurance. Now, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have got him because I've already said before, I'll be honest with you, in free agency, man, I wouldn't even be worried about a running back in this thing. I'm telling us the draft is so deep, but maybe you want someone with a little bit of experience. But me, again, A.J. Dillon, Nick Chubb. Some people talked about Dobbins. I would have went out and got one of those guys. That's me. I can't really explain to you the logic behind this. They'll come out and tell us probably Wednesday or Thursday the logic behind it. But again, I'm not crying about this because it tells me what they're going to do. They're going to the draft, and that's all I want them to do. Go to the draft. This guy's not the starting running back. I promise y'all he's not the starting running back. He won't be the starting running back. He's coming right back to being a running back by committee type running back because I'm telling you, them boys are going in the draft. These running backs are too good in the draft. Jason Brewer, what's going on? He said, we don't need Greenlaw. We have the highest paid player in the NFL and the best player in the NFL with Dak Prescott. Hey, I see what you did there. Unmuted. Bruh, this is being aggressive. No. They said selectively aggressive. This is being selectively aggressive. Unmuted. I told y'all, man, anybody who listening to me, they're not doing nothing on day one. They were not doing nothing on day one. The only move they really tried to pull on day one, and being honest with you, Dre Greenlaw would have been a day one move. For real. Dre Greenlaw, and if he's not a day one move, Dre Greenlaw to me is a 1.5 day move. If Dre Greenlaw wasn't coming off an injury, probably wouldn't even be in this thing. Dre Greenlaw was a monster before he got hurt. So Dre Greenlaw, I can tell absolutely the Cowboys had him targeted. They had that joker targeted. For sure. They had him targeted. Didn't work out. Didn't work out. Don't know be the best. Yeah. Hey, we can definitely say that's a part of it. And we can say it's a part of it because Mike McCarthy doesn't like to run the ball, so there is no scheme. When you're talking about a running scheme, there is no scheme with Mike McCarthy. He doesn't like to run the ball. You can tell from Mike McCarthy the run game is an afterthought. It's an afterthought. But again, scheme or no scheme, I'm not looking at the scheme when I'm talking about Rico Dowdle. I'm looking at Rico Dowdle in the open field. And we saw him break into the open field. And he wasn't that guy that says, hit your head on the goalpost. He's not that guy. There's nothing wrong with that. Not everyone is that guy. But that's the guy you want, and there are some of those guys potentially, for sure, in this draft. Those guys are there. Tell me right now, is Omarion Hampton right now better than Rico Dowdle? You can pick right now, anybody. Y'all tell me in the chat. You can pick right now, Rico Dowdle or Omarion Hampton. Who you taking? I'm not even asking Ashton Jeanty. I'm not even asking Ashton Jeanty because he ain't going to the Cowboys no more anyway. But Omarion Hampton is going to be there. You're telling me you're taking Rico over Omarion Hampton? Not me. Not me. No way, no how. Skeptical fan. What's going on? C- running back. He's just insurance. I'm telling you, he's just insurance. He's just insurance. He's not going to be the starting back. Trust me. Jason Brewer. The NFL agents knows how to use a calculator. The NFL annual cap increase is not relevant. Lost in Translation podcast. What's going on? This is a practice squad signing. He's just insurance. I'm telling you, he's just insurance. That's all he is. The Cowboys want to see if he is what he was potentially early on. But again, this signing doesn't bother me. It's $3 million. Don't care. Unlimited. I'm agreeing with you. Rico is good. He's not a $100 million deal good. I'm not paying him $5 million a year good, guaranteed. Rico is not that back for me. I'm going in the draft. Again, y'all tell me, would you take? Let's pull this up. This is a good little conversation. Let me pull this up real quick. Let's look at this real quick. So let's think about this. Because I'm telling you, Javonte Williams, there's no point. Y'all, like I said, Javonte Williams is not they're not getting him for the starting running back. They're just not doing it, guys. Trust me on this. They're not getting him for the starting running back. So here we are. I got this pulled up. So, which running back on this list right now are you taking Rico Dowdle over? Which running back? There is no universe. I'm taking Rico Dowdle over Omarion Hampton. That's not a knock on Rico Dowdle. Omarion Hampton, whether people realize it or not, man, this dude is a special type of running back. This dude's a special type of running back. I'm just telling you. I'm not even taking Rico over Caleb Johnson. I'm not taking him, and I'm definitely not taking him over Trayvon Henderson. What was it? 4.39, something like that? No. I'm not taking him over Trayvon Henderson. Rico Dowdle, this is why he was expendable. I'm not taking him over many of these backs. And even when I get to the second row, when I get to the 13, 14, 15, man, from what we saw on Damian Martinez, not taking him over. I wouldn't take Rico over Damian Martinez. I definitely wouldn't take him over Bashir Tootin. 4.3, 240, ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm not taking him. Rico Dowdle is a good back. This is not a knock on Rico Dowdle. This is just telling you how deep this running back class is. And this is why Javonte Williams, I'm telling y'all, the Cowboys, they're not getting him to be a starting running back. Even if he begins starting, he's not going to be, they're not getting him for the starting running back. Yeah, I'm not tripping on this. Neo said, conspiracy theory, Javonte Williams with the North Carolina. Jared translation on this, welcome. Omar, he's tripping up in here. I see you on that, Neo. Yeah, I'm not worried about him. Yeah, it's not a big deal pick. Yeah, Hampton would be a good choice. Yeah, they're going to get one of these running backs in the draft. Don't worry about Javonte Williams. Yeah, don't worry about Javonte Williams. He's just insurance. Jason Brewer, he said we have the best NFL player. Oh, he talked about the deck. I see it again. Ice Wall Cowboy, what's going on? Rico seems to go down at first contact a lot. Ooh. Yes, sir. Tell it like it is, Ice Wall. I'm telling you, man. Ice Wall, there's no issue. There's actually no issue with Rico Dowdle being a good running back. That's not the issue. The issue is Rico Dowdle is not a home run hitter. He's not what you're looking for if you're going to do this. Nah, Rico don't sound like Dak. Because we've seen Dak. We've seen the stuff that Dak can do. Deep ball, check. Intermediate throws, check. Seam routes, check. Short routes, check. I mean, we've seen the whole gamut for Dak. Can he put up video game numbers? Check. Runner-up MVP? Check. All-pro? Check. We've seen so many things from Dak Prescott. We don't even realize what we're looking at no more because we listen to the media tear our quarterback down so much that we do it too. No, we're not seeing the same thing with Rico as we're seeing with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is a proven commodity. Rico, no, we've only seen him 1 year be healthy, and he looked really good. And I'm not even going to say really good, but he looked good. No. Jason Brewer, you have to pay the most for the best player in the NFL. Well, if you want somebody, especially when you're talking about quarterbacks, you can't even play around like this. You're going to get them. Hector said the Joneses are not just savvy enough to make trades when free agency isn't an option. Now, we're saying all this on day one, guys. Just temper your expectations. Kind of like I told you before, it's all just day one stuff. Carlos Gill, how was the run game in the red zone? Trash. And that's what I brought up before. Inside the 20. The run game inside the red zone was trash. Tay, what's going on? That's the point I'm making. He's not a bad running back. He's actually a good running back. He's not a great running back. He's not a home run hitter. And I'm telling you, when the Cowboys sat down and started looking at Rico Dowdle, they asked themselves the questions that I'm asking y'all right now. When I show you this list again, are you taking Rico Dowdle over Omarion Hampton? No. You're not doing it. I want to see somebody tell me they would do it. Tell me somebody who would do it. Yeah, Dodo. Yeah, we got him, Dodo. We see you. We see Jason Brewer. Will's exactly, skeptical fan. You're right. You're exactly right. That's why it's a 1-year deal. Kind of a weird deal. I wouldn't have done it. I can't give you the rationale behind it until they tell us. But again, when you look at this list, the Cowboys could have kept Rico. Thankfully, Mills was telling us they were looking at Najee Harris. I'm looking at both of them, including Najee Harris. I'm not taking them over Marion Hampton. I'm not taking either one of them over Marion Hampton, Caleb Williams, Travion Henderson. I would be questioning Dylan Sampson, Quinshawn Judkins, definitely not doing it. Devin Neal, I would be questioning it. Scatterbo. I mean, there would be a lot of people questioning that. Brashard Smith, definitely not doing it. I mean, when it comes down to about the top 16, I'm not taking Rigo or Najee Harris probably with neither one of these running backs. Y'all get ready. One of these running backs will be in Dallas. One of these running backs will be in Dallas. And if we get what we really want, two of these running backs are going to be in Dallas. Martinez and another guy that's I don't see on here, Marcus Yarns. One of these running backs is going to be in Dallas, if not two. Yeah, I'm a little bit, don't get me wrong, I'm baffled by the Javonte Williams pick. Don't get me wrong on that part. I'm definitely confused on it. I wouldn't have done it. But obviously they got some rationale behind it, so we're going to see what it is. Yeah. I'm definitely not going to disagree with you. Hector said he likes Williams' shiftiness. And Mike Fisher was reporting on this a little bit. Mike Fisher was saying that Javonte Williams, let's see if we can pull up something here. He was saying that he's not a bad pick. So we're gonna see. Let me see something here. I want to pull up. I want to see if we can pull up some of his highlights. Maybe we can pull up somebody we won't get copyrighted struck on. Let me see. Uh-oh. Our man Matty Dubs. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Matty Dubs. We're going to pull up Matty Dubs. He done some work on him. Hold on a second. Matty Dubs is going to tell us why Javonte, let's see, let's pull up the video. We're about to watch it. So somebody's done some film work for us. I'm very interested. I want to see what Boss Cowboy do on this, because Boss Cowboy, boy, he be going into it on this film. I'm definitely want to see what he said about Javonte Williams. Let's see here. Yeah, Boss Cowboy, and I'm pretty sure Foots the King. I've already asked Foots the King, can he do a breakdown on him? So we're going to see what Foots the King do on him and see what Boss Cowboy do on him, and they're going to really give us the rundown. Okay, this is Matty Dubs. Y'all make sure. Let me put Matty Dubs. Let me put Matty Dubs down in the chat. I've used some stuff of his before. He also does some really good breakdowns. So y'all subscribe to Matty Dubs if you already haven't. And then I'm going to get back down in here in these comments. Make sure I go down here and get some more greetings in there. I see my man down in there, Chanel. I can't wait to see what Chanel say. All right, let's pull it up. And then I'm going to go down into the comments some more, do some more greetings. I see some of my family up in here. Let's check them out.
Cowboys just made their first move of free agency and signed a nice little one-cut running back.
Oh, hold on. Matty Dubs is tearing it up in here. Let's see. He got some good tape on him. Let's check it out.
Dallas Cowboys just made their first move of free agency and signed a nice little one-cut running back here from the Denver Broncos in Javonte Williams. I mean, when you watch this first clip, you can tell how shifty that he can truly be. I mean, he just gets in and out of his cuts so quickly. Love the footwork by Javonte Williams. And in this video, what I wanted to do specifically was break down some of his film and show you exactly who the Dallas Cowboys are getting. I want to look at the film. I want to show you who he is, what he adds, and why I think this could potentially be a nice little addition for the Dallas Cowboys, who desperately need a running back, especially one that's dynamic, can catch the football. We're going to talk all about it. Before we dive into the video, comment down below a letter grade for this signing, and more importantly, hit the like button, subscribe for more Cowboys updates. Let's dive in. All right, here we go. Another nice play here by Javonte Williams on a halfback draw. Give him the ball, watch him work, find some space. I like the way he can accelerate, man. I feel like he hits holes quick. Now, one thing I really like about him is the way he catches passes. Now, this guy last year had 52 catches for 346 yards, and honestly was just pretty damn good. At 8 forced missed tackles after the catches as well. So again, Javonte Williams is a guy that it could be a one-cut back, can also catch the ball at the backfield, but very explosive when he's hitting holes. Now, he's not the best running back in the world. Don't expect to get someone that's going to rush for 1,500 yards, but this is definitely an upgrade from what the Dallas Cowboys had last year. And let's just talk about it. Last year, the Cowboys ranked 30th, worst in the NFL in yards per rush, averaging about 4 yards per carry. Honestly, they were bad in every statistical category when it came to running the ball. 32, worse in the NFL when it came to rushing touchdowns per game. Now, listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Is Javonte Williams good? Yeah, I like him. Is he the number one? Is he going to be a priority number one back for this offense? I doubt it.
Did y'all just hear what he said? I'm saying the same thing. He's not going to be the number one running back. It's blatantly obvious what he is. He's going to be a piece of the puzzle. They're going to see if he can be a piece of the puzzle. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to be surprised if the Cowboys still go get 2 running backs. Just look at this as more of it's not a 4th round draft pick like we paid for Trey Lance. With this, you're giving up $3 million rather than a draft pick. This is a very low-risk move by the Cowboys. I'm not tripping on it.
I think they're going to draft someone. I think there's going to be a committee, but I do think Javonte Williams is the best back on the team currently, okay? So if they don't draft anyone, it will be Javonte Williams. If they don't draft anybody, I don't know what this team's going to do. Maybe they just run Javonte Williams into the ground. But again, you could tell he's got good bursts. He's got good size. If he can fit into this offense, this could be a steal. And currently, all they have on roster is Deuce Vaughn. So, again, right away, he'll be their starting running back until they add someone else, whether it be a Zeke back or whether it be a Rico Dowdle back or they draft someone. Now, again, look at the one-cut ability, man. This is what excites me about Javonte Williams. Can he do it consistently, though? That's the big question. Look, it hits the hole, and then one cut up the field, has that burst, lowers the shoulder. Okay. See, this is what I like about Javonte Williams. Actually, I think he ends up getting into the end zone for a touchdown. The man's got strong legs, man. So, overall, I like the signing here for the Dallas Cowboys. Do they need to continue to add to the room? Yes. Is he an upgrade from what they had? Yes, a big upgrade. I would assume so. But again, they still have a lot of work to do for this team. They're being, quote-unquote, selectively aggressive, and I think they didn't offer or give him too much money. So I guess that's something good. 1 year, 3.5 mil, prove it type of deal. They'll definitely still go out and draft an Ashton Jeanty or a Travion Henderson. So expect that to happen in the draft, guys. Nice little pickup here for now. We'll see what they do next. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Great breakdown, Matty Dubs. We'll check it out. I'll check out some more tape on it myself. But Matty Dubs is saying the same thing that I'm saying. Guys, he's trust me, $3 million. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. It's really not. It also tells me that Deuce Vaughn may be an odd man out too. Deuce Vaughn could be an odd man out. Let me go down here. Let me see some of my family in here. What's going on? Joshua McKeever, what's going on? Tony Perez, what's going on? Tyrell Hines, what's going on with you? He said Steelers is not stopping me from getting Jeanty. Yeah, Jeanty they're not going to get. Jeanty is going to the Raiders. Book it. But you'll probably see somebody like Omarion Hampton. You'll see them do something like that. My man 70s fan, what's going on? Yeah, hey, I wouldn't say he broke down. He's on the mend. Y'all, again, Trust me. I know the Cowboys got us a little antsy because they hadn't done anything. I told you they were not doing anything day one. Just sit back. KC said something today. I don't know if he's on here this afternoon, but KC said something, and I'm in total agreement with it. I believe this team feels like their biggest weakness was their coaching. They feel like they can even bring in a guy like Javonte Williams, and even he's going to be better with this team. Even might have been Dono be the best said the scheme. Well, what will Javonte Williams be with this scheme that is actually tailored for running the ball? So the Cowboys are saying, and y'all might not be realizing, this may relegate Deuce Vaughn off the active roster. Deuce Vaughn may be relegated to a practice squad guy, or maybe they cut him all together. However that works. This guy is probably going to be the second or the third running back. He's going to work. He's going to work in probably the plans they have until they get these rookies acclimated. But again, I'm telling you, it'll be Omarion Hampton. It'll be Travion Henderson. They're going to get someone else to go on this team. And that's why I'm excited about this, because I already know what this means. They're not getting him to be the number one back. They're not getting him for that. No way. No way. I want you to think about what the Cowboys have just done. Rather than you paying Rico Dowdle $6 million a year, you get this kid for $3 million. Let's see what he does. Then you go in the draft, you get a second round running back. You may get that running back for what? Another $3 million? You get him on a 4-year, $15 million deal, $3 million guaranteed. $12 million guaranteed. You got a $3 million a year running back. He becomes the guy, Javonte Williams. If he don't blow you away, he out of here. Get your running back on the back end. Please, Cowboys, get your running back in the 5th round too. There are going to be, the Martinez kid, he may be back there in the 5th, because I don't think a lot of people are going to be checking for him like that. I'm telling you, this kid is just going to be a small piece of the puzzle. No worries. No worries for me at all. Dwayne Hart said it makes sense. Aaron Deasy, just filling holes. And again, you think about it. I know we're not talking about it, but I don't think they consider Deuce Vaughn as a third running back. We'll see. But, hey, I'm just telling us. Yes, sir, Hector, I agree with you. Hit that like button, guys. We got 358. Let's hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. We're trying to hit 7,000. It's 358 in here, man. I'm not even 300 away from 7,000. Y'all hit that like button and subscribe and get me to that 7,000. Tony Perez, they should have took a chance on Greenlaw. I think they tried to. Tony, I think they tried to. Cowboys took a legitimate shot, I believe. We're going to hear about the Greenlaw deal. The Cowboys took a legitimate shot. It just didn't work. Cowboys took a legitimate shot. Because it sounded like they were trying to work that deal all the way down to the end. And it looked like Denver. Understand this, guys. The Denver Broncos not only beat out the Cowboys on this deal, they beat out the Texans on this deal too. And if I'm not mistaken, there were a couple of other teams that they beat out on this deal. So it's not just the Cowboys they beat out. People wanted to put Greenlaw on some kind of, whether it was a try-it deal or whatever, the teams were wanting Greenlaw. The Cowboys, unfortunately, they didn't want Greenlaw bad enough. They didn't want Greenlaw bad enough because they didn't beat Denver. They didn't beat Denver out. So Denver beat them. They did. Freddie Morales for El Paso, what's going on? The 70s fan said Jalen Smith, that's the guy, and pay him $56 million. Smoke one for you. What's going on? Javonte Williams will strive in his run scheme facts. Y'all seen how the Detroit backfield is set up. He will have a running mate to make it better. Okay. Yeah, I think he's a part of the puzzle. All right, let's see what our man Chanel says. He says Nick Chubb. Oh, man. Boy, me and you on the same wavelength. Chanel, I've been screaming for Nick Chubb. Yeah, I wish they would have got Nick Chubb. I wish they would have got Nick Chubb. And behind him, maybe A.J. Dillon. But the guy Williams, he's a surprise. Now, Chanel, it makes me wonder, What is the asking price for one Nick Chubb and all of them? Let me get this super chat. Appreciate you, Amiel. He said the Cowboys believe they are outsmarting the other 31 teams, yet in 30 years we haven't seen it tired. Amiel, just be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Cowboys, this is just an insurance plan, I believe. And again, I think they want 3 running backs. Deuce Vaughn, I'm wondering if Deuce Vaughn may wind up being an odd man out. I do, because I got a feeling the Cowboys in this draft, they get 2 running backs. I think they're going to get 2 running backs. It's the only thing that really makes sense. The draft is too loaded with running backs. This is a great opportunity for any teams that want to improve their team. Man, you can double up on wide receivers and running backs and have some very good starting or second wide receivers, starting or second running backs, or some versatile gadget guys. Kick returners, all kinds of things. Man, I'm telling you, this draft is absolutely loaded with this stuff. So I'm not really worried about this guy, Javonte Williams, but I understand where everybody's coming from. Where everybody's coming from is this is not what we expected. Yeah, I get where we're coming from on that. Yeah, I'm with you, though, Chanel. Nick Chubb, I would have loved him to be the pickup. I'm a UNC fan. Smoke 140 said he needs to be in that Riley run scheme like he ran at UNC Trust. Hey, I think he might be all right, man. I think he may be all right. Signs of improvement from Dallas. They did something on day 1. Hold on a second. Hold on. I gotta get my man Neo. Hold on. Let me get my man Neo the rim shot. Let me let you hear it again. Neo, boy, you up in here with mad jokes today. Yes, sir. I got you, boy. I know what you did there. Husani, what's going on? Asani, I'm sorry. What's going on? He says Shotty likes backs who can catch out the backfield. He is a receiving type. Broncos used him like that a lot last season. So Hassani, great insight. So maybe the Cowboys, maybe they're not looking at him as a primary or secondary back. Maybe he's a third down option in the run game. The Cowboys, I'm telling you, you know what we're discounting? Hassani, you're making a great point. You know what we may be discounting? Maybe this is a coaching pick. Maybe this is a Schottenheimer saying, hey, maybe we ought to get this guy. Maybe this is a shoddy pick. Somebody who doesn't cost a lot of money. You bring him in because he's going to fit into the scheme. Because I can tell you right now, Schottenheimer's prepared. Schottenheimer's already got his playbook. Schottenheimer is already, I guarantee you, I bet you Dak Prescott already got a playbook. He already knows exactly what he's going to do. Schottenheimer has been so prepared for this moment, he don't know what to do. Hey, what's going on, Shell Shot? No. Don't say it's stupid until you see it in action. Don't say it's stupid until you see it in action. And let's get the rest of the pieces. Torres, no, it's not the same results. Just let's calm down. Let's calm down. I gotta keep y'all with me. Just calm down, guys. We're gonna be all right on this. Got another super chat. Showtime 53. Appreciate that $5 super chat. Let me go back here. Boy, you better stop telling the truth, Showtime 53. I got to be honest with you. Showtime, you're bringing up something that I just heard a couple of days ago. And I got to just do some more I got to do some more understanding of this. But Showtime is saying something in case some of us don't understand what this is. And I'm not really as versed on it. He says we must remember how the Dallas Cowboys sign players. They worry about the bottom line and if it will affect the comp picks. He's 100% right. 100% right. And I was trying to say that today. I just don't know exactly how it works. But the Cowboys try to stay out of all the stuff that would result in compensatory picks. They try to stay away from that stuff. They want players they can get clean. Clean. No compensatory picks involved. Clean. That's what they try to do in some of this free agency stuff. He's right about it. He's right about it. I heard somebody else talking about this today. Showtime, I know it's hard to break this down in text, but if you could, put some more stuff in there on this comp pick stuff. I'm going to try to do some more research on that. Man, I was trying to wrap my head around it when I heard someone talking about it, and I was just like, okay, I get it, but it's you got to wrap your head around it a little bit. Somebody else comment on this too, if you understand the compensatory pick stuff. And maybe you can help break us down a little bit too on it. Chanel said, Aziz, age 25. Man, hey, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he go to the Giants? I think you said he went to the Giants today, right? Or someone said he went to the Giants. Okay, now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he's been signed. Somebody said he had been signed. I don't know if he's been signed. Let's see. I'm going to come back to something, Chanel, because I really appreciate your football acumen too. Boy, some of y'all know so much about this stuff. It's incredible, man. I absolutely love it. Man, you guys could have your own channels, man. I'm telling you. I wish I had the money, boy. If I had the money, I'd have y'all on staff, man. I would pay y'all to just give me stuff and facts to talk about on the show, boy. I love a lot of y'all football acumen. So many of y'all are so great at this stuff. I don't see where he's been signed. But let me throw some fire. Let me throw some gasoline on the fire that Chanel is talking about. Look at this right here. Tell me this isn't absolutely insane. Look at this. It says here, new analysis points to this Giants pending undrafted free agent they cannot afford to lose. Whoa. Whoa. That is insanity. They are saying they cannot afford to lose this guy. They said although Aziz has had injury issues, this unrestricted free agent is still young enough to provide value. And they're basically talking about how good he is. Let me see. It says the latter, they're talking about Aziz. The latter in particular is viewed as an important defensive piece and is one whom Cody Benjamin of CBS Sports lists as the free agent the Giants can least afford to lose. It says, although Benjamin realizes that bringing back the 24-year-old is not necessarily a top objective for Giants general manager Joe Schoen, Sheehan, or whatever, however you pronounce his name, he emphasizes the importance of having several effective contributors who can line up on the edge. You think about they're talking about how valuable this guy is. So it says here, it says he's battled injuries in the last few years. He's played just 29 games from 2022 to 2024. A ruptured ligament in his big toe sidelining him for the final 6 weeks of this past season. His injury history is partially why the Giants turned to Burns. It says Ojulari is informed he is a noticeable playmaker. He totaled 5.5 sacks. Wow. and 3 forced fumbles in just 7 games in 2022 and registered 5 sacks in a 3-week span last October, which is why he is a free agent worth keeping. Whoa. Whoa. I'm telling you. Looks pretty good. Yeah, you dead on, Chanel. They're talking about how good he is. And if I'm not mistaken, let's look over here. Everything is kind of slowed down, so let's kind of see what we got going on, who's left. Man, he could be a day 2 or 3. Maybe he's a day 2 or 3 pick. Let's see here. And you know what? If my girl Niecy was on here, she would tell you straight up, Chanel, just based on me reading his injury history, Niecy would tell you that's the exact player the Joneses are looking for. That's the exact player they're looking for because he's a value pick. He's that pick that you say, hey, we just want you in the rotation. I'm telling us, man, you need some of these players as well as you need these big name players. I know Calais Campbell. I would still bring him in. Man, if I could bring this dude in league minimum, if I could bring Calais Campbell in league minimum, if I could bring in Aziz, bring him in at maybe, hey, man, a prove-it deal, $4.5, $5 million for a season, man, bring him in. Man, you maybe could swing him, hey, man, 2 years, guaranteed $5 million. Man, you could bring in guys like this, and they not only fill out your roster, these guys could be some difference makers at certain points of the game. I'm telling us. Let's look here and see what's still available, guys. This is the update on what's available. Amari Cooper. Hey, man, I'm just telling y'all, the Cowboys may be able to get Amari Cooper on the cheap if they want him, but I think there's some bad blood there. I just don't know. I just don't know if the Cowboys would be able to bring him back. Now, y'all tell me something about Byron Murphy if you know anything about Byron Murphy. Because the Cowboys, let me tell you what was said. Mike Fisher said, inside the building as it applies to Jordan Lewis, one word, shocked. The Cowboys were shocked. And let me tell you something. The Cowboys on Jordan Lewis overplayed their doggone hand. The Cowboys overplayed their hand on Jordan Lewis. I believe the Cowboys had every intention on re-signing Jordan Lewis. But you know what they thought? Nobody was going to want him. Or if somebody wanted him, they were going to lowball him. And the Cowboys would say, hey, we got a better deal. It's in Texas. Lower cost of living. No state tax, blah, 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 all the spiel. I'm sure they give all these Dallas Cowboy players. And the Jaguars shocked them. And the agent for the Jaguars, the agent for Jordan Lewis, at least this is according, if you read the tea leaves of what one Mike Fisher is saying. Cowboys didn't even know he was negotiating with the Jaguars. It shocked them. And I'm telling you, the reason why he didn't tell him, I don't think he wanted to. Jordan Lewis is probably a little bit bitter, and I can't blame him. The Cowboys have nickeled and dimed Jordan Lewis for years. The Cowboys have gave him small deal after small deal after small deal, just kind of moving him along. Finally, he had another great season, and he was fairly healthy. Missed one game, if I'm not mistaken. And got right back on the field, whatever that thing was on his elbow. Made a fantastic play in the Buccaneers, the Dallas Cowboys Buccaneers game. Teams took notice. He was the best defensive back. I said it, I'll say it again. He was the best defensive back on the Cowboys team this year. The Jaguars took notice. And let me tell you something about playing nickel cornerback. If some of you understand this position and have ever played it, please comment. Nickel corner, it's not easy to play. Nickel cornerback is not easy to play. Jordan Lewis almost mastered it. Jordan Lewis is arguably the best nickel cornerback in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys did not think someone was going to come and get him. This is why they're shocked. And I told y'all this the other day. There was a report that Matt Eberflus and Jordan Lewis had a long conversation. And I think it was Mike Fisher that was saying more than likely the Cowboys are going to re-sign Jordan Lewis. Contraire, my friend. Jordan Lewis is like, nah. I'm not coming and telling you anything because you actually had the first dibs because I'm your free agent. I'm not telling you anything. If you're going to sit back and try to play poker and try to smoke me out like the Cowboys have done the first day, didn't think they were going to play anyway, but the Cowboys also, they threw smoke in the barn. They're waiting to see what comes out because all those top guys, we knew they were going to be gone. So now they want to see what else comes out the barn. They messed around and they played stupid games and they got a stupid prize. I'm just telling you. I have learned in life, and I'm telling y'all probably already know this, but I'm telling y'all in life, there are times in this life when you want something, go get it. Go get it. You can't always wait for something to go down in price. Sometimes you see what you want and you say, I know I have to pay $30 more. I'm going and get it. Because there's nothing else like it. I'm going and get it. Jordan Lewis created a problem, and this is why I stopped where I am on Byron Murphy. Jordan Lewis created a problem the Cowboys didn't think they were going to have. Now, where they were probably going to already go and try to replace Trayvon Diggs, now you got to go replace Jordan Lewis. Well, with who? We do understand why they made him the highest paid nickel cornerback in the league, because it's not an easy position to fill. Not everyone can play nickel corner. Jordan Lewis is gone. Deron Bland is the one on the team with experience at the nickel corner. Deron Bland can play slot corner. But if you bring Deron Bland to slot corner, now who do you get to play outside? I'm sure Deron Bland isn't going to mind playing the nickel corner for you. Who do you get outside? Trayvon Diggs, book it. I'm going to be shocked if he's ready. And if Trayvon Diggs is ready, I'm going to be very afraid. Y'all can book Trayvon Diggs. I got a strange feeling. This is Trayvon Diggs' last season with the Cowboys. Last one. Last hurrah for Trayvon Diggs. Bone on bone, bone graft, all that kind of talk. Trayvon Diggs last year. You need to be replacing Trayvon Diggs now. So now you got a problem. You moved Deron Bland back to the nickel corner. Who will be the two outside cornerbacks? We got some cornerbacks, but I think one of them is Carson. They're recovering from knee injuries. I believe you even got a draft like Carson ain't going to be the man. I mean, we saw what was happening to him. Rookie, threw him in too fast. Boy, he got trial by fire. That joker was getting burned all over the place. So what do? The Cowboys now are in a situation. And Javonte Williams could spell a part of the process. Maybe he's also telling us, maybe the Cowboys get the running back on the front end. They look at cornerback on the back end. You now may have to bring in a couple extra cornerbacks. Maybe you even go in the top of the draft and get a cornerback. Maybe you get that cornerback in the third round. Cornerback has just entered into the equation. So far in the draft, and this all depends on what they do over the next couple of days. So far, until we see what they do, what do we know they need on defense? 2 cornerbacks now. You either need 2 outside or 1 nickel and 1 outside. That's what you need. There is no way the Cowboys don't address linebacker. They have to. I don't care which round they do it, they have to address linebacker. They need linebackers in development. Defensive tackle, Mozzie Smith and Oso Digizua. They're not enough. They're not enough. If they don't address defensive tackle in free agency, I hope tomorrow or tonight, Jonathan Allen is day 2. They have got to address defensive tackle. And they need another bona fide edge rusher. They need a bona fide edge rusher. They do. So maybe the Javonte Williams thing is prove it deal. Let's see if he can be the second back. We only paying $3 million. We get the running back on the front end, first or second. We get a wide receiver. We got 2 running backs. Now we can go and say either second or third round cornerback. Cornerback, wide receiver, running back. Or wide receiver, running back, defensive tackle, cornerback in the 5th. You got to do this. But we're going to see what they do over the next couple of days. I don't really know a lot about Byron Murphy, but he's ranked as the 13th best. Javon Holland, I think we're going to be fine at safety. I really do. I was so glad when the Cowboys signed Marquise Bell. They're not getting enough credit for that. Marquise Bell, I'm telling y'all, this dude stays healthy, he's going to be an absolute monster. Absolute monster. And he reminds me, now, don't let me go too far. When I say he reminds me of Darren Woodson, don't let me go too far. I'm not going to go too far. Darren Woodson was a freak athlete. Absolute freak athlete. Corner, safety, linebacker. He could play all 3 and thump and cover. I'm not saying that. But Marquise Bell played linebacker for us. If you don't think that dude can thump, Marquise Bell can come downhill on you. Marquise Bell can come downhill. We made a great signing on him, so I think he's going to be a great safety for us. We'll see how, what is his name? Israel or the other player they're talking about. The issue is, which one of the safeties do we get rid of? It sounds like they would be leaning more towards keeping Malik Hooker, developing the other safety, and then maybe letting Marquise Bell step into that starting role. We're going to see how that works out. But again, this has opened up the door. I've been telling y'all, one of the people I would like for the Cowboys to bring in, Asante Samuel Jr. From what my understanding is, he was actually on the Cowboys list. They should bring him in. But I'm moving down because what I want to see is, where is Azeez on this list? There he is. He's still on there. And Chanel, they got him ranked as the number 44. He's the 44th ranked free agent out there. He's still out there. Man, let me tell you something. I hope he's a day 2 plan. I really do. I hope this joker is a day 2 plan for the Cowboys. I think we're going to see the Cowboys get pretty active here coming up. I think they took their shot. They took their shot at Greenlaw. I think he was their day 1 shot. They took it and they missed it. Love to see what I'd love to see what the Denver, let's see, wait. I'd love to see what the Denver Broncos offered him. Let's see here. All right, so let's look at what they wrote about him here. They're saying that NFL experts are weighing in on Dre Greenlaw. And then I'm going to come back to some comments. It says NFL experts graded Broncos reported linebacker deals. So, says the move gives the Broncos much more flexibility at the inside linebacker spot, particularly after the departure of Cody Barton. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. The Broncos are expected to sign 49er standout linebacker Dre Greenlaw, 3-year deal. Wow, $35 million. 3-year deal, $35 million. 6-year veteran is a well-respected defender, blah, blah, blah. We know that part. He joins the defenses with Talanoa Hufanga. Man, that doggone Denver defense was already nasty. Woo! Man, these boys about to be, woo, I'm glad they're not in our division. Boys are nasty. Dre Greenlaw free agency grades. Tyler Brook gave him a B+. Says the Broncos are taking a calculated risk, but land Perhaps the top of, but lands the top off-ball linebacker. 3-year, $35 million. Gary Davenport gives it a C+ for the Bleacher Report. He played just 34 snaps last year. It's not difficult to see why the Broncos would have interest in the hard-hitting seventh-year veteran. The Denver defense was excellent last season, but Alex Singleton missed most of 2024. Cody Barton signed with the Tennessee Titans, and the depth chart behind the pair isn't imposing. The question is looming over this deal is Greenlaw's health. Well, it's too late now. You've already took the chance. Mike Jones from The Athletic gives it a B. 3-year, $35 million. Probably was a little too rich for the Cowboys' blood. Cowboys probably didn't want to maybe do the 3-year thing. Probably didn't want to do that. Let me get to some more of your comments. Top Gunner. Yeah, just draft Henderson. Hampton or Henderson. That's it. I'm with you, too. In the second, and Marcus Jones in the later rounds. That's where I am, too. Stop fooling around with these other backs. Take a vet like Chubb. That's what I wanted to do, too. That is exactly where I was, too. I wanted them to get the Nick Chubb thing done. I'm wondering now what Nick Chubb is going to go for. I really am. What is Nick Chubb going to go for? Azteca, what's going on? Azteca said he wanted J.K. Dobbins. Chanel said, Levi from the Lions will be a great pickup unless Panthers got him. Defensive tackle. Man, I'm telling you, Chanel, the Cowboys need to get a defensive tackle in free agency and get one in the draft. They need to do this bad. Jamison Taylor, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Will Oppenheimer, play the design wasn't the best. I agree with you. 100%. I agree with him. Only thing about Rico is when I saw him in the open field. Concerns. But again, Rico, God bless him. It's Rico time to get paid, guys. It's Rico's time to get paid. It's obvious the Cowboys don't want to and didn't want to pay him. It's Rico Dowdle's time to get paid. We do realize this is Rico Dowdle. This is probably Rico Dowdle's first, last, and only big contract. I believe Rico Dowdle is what, 28 years old? Rico Dowdle is 26. I'm sorry. He'll be 27 this year. He's 27 years old. Most running backs, unless they're the elite of the elite, this is those make or break. And a lot of times, they're not getting these big contracts that he may be about to get with the Raiders. This is the last one. Unless you're Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry, those flavor, those ilk of running backs, you're not getting another one of these deals. Rico Dowdle may turn out to be one of the best running backs in history, and we may be eating crow on everything about Rico Dowdle, but he got to go get that money now. He can't play around with the Cowboys trying to put him on a 1 or 2 year deal. No, Rico got to go get his money. Because Rico didn't come in this league like Saquon Barkley. He didn't come in this league like Derrick Henry. He didn't come in this league as a top running back. So Rico Dowdle's money, let's see if I can pull up what his contracts have been. I mean, Rico Dowdle, y'all, this dude has not really been getting a lot of money. I mean, this past season, he played with the Cowboys. And I'm thinking this must have been a re-up of an old contract. Man, the Cowboys had this dude on a $1.2 million deal. The Cowboys got way above what they paid for Rico Dowdle. $1.2 million deal. No, it's time for Rico Dowdle to get paid, guys. Yeah, it's time for him to get paid. And the Cowboys know it's time for him to get paid. It's one of the reasons why I think this is one of the reasons why they didn't even attempt to do it. They know what he's going to probably command out there. It was already being said that the team, like the Denver Broncos wanted him. So we're going to see who gets him. I think he's going to get a payday. He's probably going to get some, man, $100 million deal would be crazy to me. I'm just finding that hard to believe. $100 million deal? Whoo, man, that would be crazy to me. That would be crazy to me. But hey, Rico, I'm not mad at you, bro. Get your money. If somebody gonna pay you $100 million as a running back, man, Rico Dowdle, boy, good. Hey, man, get your money, bro. That's crazy money. That's crazy money. And I want y'all to think about this. Somebody got to explain this to me. So, some of us are calling Javonte Williams signing crazy, right? So, y'all got to explain this to me. Because the math ain't mathing for me. Y'all got to make this make sense to me. So you telling me the Las Vegas Raiders got their quarterback in Geno Smith, and you're telling me that they're in the number 6 spot. Y'all telling me, and y'all probably not telling me, but y'all telling me, people are telling me that the doggone Las Vegas Raiders are going to pay or give Rico Dowdle $100 million contract. And you got the opportunity to get literally the best running back in the draft in Ashton Jeanty. Y'all got to make that make sense to me. Y'all got to make this make sense to me. Y'all help me out. Some of y'all a lot of y'all smarter in football than me. Y'all gonna have to make this make sense. Because y'all talking about that we done made this trip. We're making a mistake with doggone Javonte Williams. And I'm telling y'all, it's not a big deal. It's only $3 million because they're going in the draft. You got to tell me, how does the Raiders have the number 6 spot? And you're telling me they're going to pay Rico Dowdle a $100 million deal? So are they still going to get Ashton Jeanty? I'm not giving Rico Dowdle $100 million or 60. Man, I'm not even giving Rico Dowdle a $50 million deal if I'm at the number 6 spot and I'm primed to get Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty for the Raiders is almost a done deal. When you look at the draft order, we pretty much know unless Tennessee trades this pick, they're getting Cam Ward. If the Cleveland Browns don't get Abdul Carter, there'll be a ripple effect. The New York Giants will probably still get Shedeur Sanders, but then the New England Patriots are going to have a serious decision to make as it applies to one Travis Hunter versus Abdul Carter. Travis Hunter don't get picked up. Maybe they get, who knows how it could go. It could free up even Mason Graham. I'm telling you, anything moves in this top 5, you will probably see some teams back here from 6 to 12. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Cowboys started trying to get back up in the top of the draft if they could to maybe get an Abdul Carter. Get an Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. But again, and that may even make Ted McMillan fall to the there are so many combinations. But y'all got to make this make sense to me. Y'all telling me, because I've already asked you the question about Rico Dowdle versus anyone below Ashton Jeanty. Make this make sense to me. So you're telling me the Raiders have the number 6 spot and there is nobody in front of them poised to get Ashton Jeanty, and you're telling me they're going to sign Rico Dowdle. Boy, somebody got to make this make sense to me. Boy, somebody got to make this thing make sense. If the Raiders do that, boy, they crazy. They're crazy. Unless the Raiders want to trade that pick. Now, if the Raiders want to trade that number 6 pick, now you're going to make some sense to me. If the Raiders want to trade that number 6 pick, hey, we'll take Rico Dowdle. We kind of know what he is. He's safe, grounded out type of running back. Okay, we'll take him. But maybe the Raiders say, but we want to build our team. Hey, who want this number 6 pick? Maybe they get them another first-round draft pick. And then they parlay that into next year saying, now, let's get Geno Smith's replacement in 2026. Y'all tell me what that number 6 pick is worth. I would say that number 6 pick right now is probably worth what? 2 firsts and a second? 2 firsts and a second? It's the only thing that can make sense to me. Y'all tell me down in the comments. It's the only thing that can make any sense to me. Because there is no way, if I'm the Raiders, why would I go get Rico Dowdle at number 6 and I can get doggone Ashton Jeanty, who everyone is calling a generational running back? A generational running back. Man, there ain't no way. There is no way. Let me go close to the end. I want to hear some of your comments on what I'm talking about. Man, ain't no way. But y'all got to make it make sense to me. Y'all definitely got to make this make sense to me, because I don't understand where I don't understand where a team would get Rico Dowdle. And you at the doggone number 6 spot and you can get Ashton Jeanty. What? Ain't no way. And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't even trade that spot. Let me start about right in here. Saleezy, what's going on? He said, we don't have a cornerback. Yes, draft a running back. Crazy work, for sure. And I think they're going to have to get a cornerback too. Boy, I sure did, 70s fan. Boy, he was cutting that rug up, wasn't he? Hey, man, they said he might be the next Adrian Peterson. Me, I hope not. I want him to get that knee perfect. But they talking about he may be the next Adrian Peterson. Cole Breeze, we need a wide body, one tech run stuffer. I'm in agreement with you. Oh, yes, sir. I'm in agreement with you. Because Cole Breeze 22, one of our problems is people run right up the gut on us. Robert M., he said Izzy can play inside and out. He's both when asked. Doesn't get enough playing time. We're about to see. Cornerback, we can get free agency and in 3rd round. It looks like there's still some out there. Von Mitchell, Cowboys can forget about Ward. Yep, he went to the Colts. Yes, sir. We can get Will Johnson in the draft to take Trayvon's spot. Robert Simmons, tell me, what is he, 1st, 2nd, 3rd round graded? Running back will help Dak out. Oh, for sure. And they're going to get a running back. There's no doubt about it. They're getting a running back. The Dallas Cowboys have too many holes. Can't fill them all in the draft. They're going to start tomorrow, Sleazy. They're going to have to start tomorrow. They are. They're going to have to start tomorrow. They're going to start playing in day 2. Von Mitchell. Now, if Jerry don't do nothing in day 2, Von Mitchell, I'm going to officially agree with you. Jerry Jones is bargain shopping. But I do believe he's going to do something tomorrow. Buddha, what's going on with you? Troy Dudley, what's going on? Cowboys are good at finding cornerbacks. Yeah, you're right about it. Showtime. I hate to say it, but that 12th round pick must be traded to get 3rd and 4th round draft picks. So let's think about it. I'll tell you what did shock me today. Let me say this. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Where I am shocked, nobody as of yet has bid on Javonte Turpin. Javonte Turpin, 2nd round tender. I want to keep Javonte Turpin, but there was something in me saying, and I'm telling you, in my mind, I'm still saying I wouldn't mind somebody taking that 2nd round draft pick. I wouldn't mind it. Let me see here. Got a notification. I want to see if it's somebody that's got the Cowboys maybe picked up somebody. Let me see here. Let me go a little bit further down. Buddha, I say Rico coming back. Nope. Rico not coming back. Rico finna get paid, Buddha. Yeah, Rico about to get paid. Israel should stay. Yeah, I think that's the other guy I'm talking about. I hate to say it, but I expect the Cowboys to miss the playoffs again. It's 2 years straight. Von Mitchell, don't worry, they're going to be in there. Von Mitchell, he said Jerry has canceled the franchise. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I'm telling you, we're jumping a little too quick. It's just day 1. I'm telling y'all again, we were never going to do anything on day 1. I said it before. We were never going to do anything on day 1. Oh, no. That contract that Dak signed is fine. They've already built the void years in. That contract is designed to be pushed into 2032. The Cowboys are going to be fine with Dak Prescott's deal. Yeah. I'm what you tell it like it is. Yeah, we already know that's the lie that Joneses used to tell us until we got this thing called the internet. Until we got this thing called the internet. Now we can just go look at this stuff and say, nah, that ain't true. Robert said, man, Rico can keep. man, I'm telling you. Robert M., you know what, though? I like Rico. Rico, go get your money. Azteca, I think when you look at the contract, 3 years, $35 million, I want to see the breakdown. They beat us. They outbid us. I do believe the Cowboys targeted Greenlaw and the Denver Broncos outbid us. I think they had more money to spend. Yeah, I think they had more money to spend. Troy Dudley said trade back. Pick up Bama linebacker Jaheed Campbell. He's a natural defensive end. They may have the opportunity. We got to still see what they're going to do. But I think they got some tricks up their sleeves for day 2 and 3. We'll see what happens. Anthony said, is he playing nickel? Basically, he's in the box playing safety, but having that cover ability. Okay, yeah, y'all talking about the I got you. Being able to blitz, he's really good. Yeah. Blue Star, what's going on? He said, there goes Trey Young, shaking my head. Re-signed to the Saints. Whoa. Really? Yep. Yeah, you talking about Trey Young? Let me see here. I mean, I'm sorry, is it Yeah, exactly. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. So they got him back. All right, so he's off. Chase Young is off the board. Yes, sir. He's off the board. So again, we got Asante Samuel. Javon Hargrave. I think the Cowboys should be looking at Javon Hargrave. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm not sure about the Levi Awazare guy looks like he's from the Detroit Lions, maybe, or either the Chargers. We'll see what happens on him. Calais Campbell, we'll see what happens on him. I mean, he sounds like somebody the Cowboys could want to. Aziz, we'll see if he comes up. DeMarcus Lawrence, the Cowboys got to wait him out if they want him as long as possible because he wants way too much money. Jonathan Allen. Cowboys should really be thinking about Jonathan Allen. Maybe they'll start talking to him tomorrow. Dante Fowler. Whoa, man, let me tell y'all something. Dante Fowler is furious. So, Dante Fowler. Let me tell you something about Dante Fowler I didn't know until today. Dante Fowler is pretty upset right now. Let me see here. Let's see if we can get some this thing I'm talking about Dante Fowler. I believe the Cowboys. Y'all tell me what you think in the chat. I think the Cowboys should maybe think about bringing in Dante Fowler. They can get Dante Fowler cheap. Dante Fowler would be great on this team as part of the rotation on the edge. It doesn't mean he has to be the starting edge rusher, but I think the Cowboys should bring in Dante Fowler. Now, it says here, some have already been extended. Bobby Wagner, Zach Ertz, and John Bates will be around next season. Fringe running back Chris Rodriguez Jr. had his exclusive right tender activated, meaning he could not negotiate with other teams after flashing when called upon last time around. Not everyone will be fortunate to get another deal. Some will be expected to take their chances elsewhere. Others, like edge rusher Dante Fowler Jr. Man, watch this stat right here if you haven't already heard this story. Dante Fowler and wide receiver De'Ami Brown are perhaps feeling aggrieved. Fowler took to X to voice his displeasure. Look at this right here, guys. Dante Fowler said the disrespect. He says, I can't take it no more. He said, I can't take the disrespect no more. Look at this. Something happened that made the veteran feel disrespected after gaining 10.5 sacks? Now, let me give you the rest of the story, like Paul Harvey. It's not so much that he got 10.5 sacks, because someone says, well, that's not a big deal. You know what's really crazy? He wasn't even the starter. This dude was in a rotation and got 10.5. I don't know what else to tell us. I'd like to do some more. I would like to do some more research on it, but this dude is ticked. Think about this. Oso Digizua, 4.5 sacks. $80 million contract, $65 million guaranteed. Dante Fowler, not even a starter from what I'm hearing. 10.5 sacks? Look at this. The former first-round pick, well more often than not after joining Dan Quinn's ambitious project, he demonstrated his pass rushing prowess as a rotational specialist, although his run defense became a cause for concern. Double-digit sack guys get scooped up quickly in free agency. Fowler and the Washington's head coach have a long-standing relationship, but as Myles Garrett proved once again, money talks the loudest. Fowler's post also provoked a response from Brown. The wide receiver bounced back from almost anonymous 3.5 years with the Commanders to make a significant contribution down the stretch. He produced big plays in high-stakes situations, which isn't going to go unnoticed by teams looking for pass-catching help in the coming days. Brown seemed to agree with Fowler's thoughts about being disrespected. The Commanders were never going to offer him top dollar after trading for wide receiver Deebo Samuel Jr., although his recent resurgence was encouraging. The overall body of work counts for something too. Appears that De'Ami Brown agrees with Dante Fowler's tweet. Could both be on the way out? We will see soon. Wow. I just think Dante Fowler would be cheap for the Cowboys. Y'all tell me what you think. That boy Dante Fowler is not happy. Dante Fowler is not happy at all. I do not blame him. He's not happy at all. But again, as you look at these players who are left, the Cowboys have got to, at this point, I believe they just got to go in here and say, let's get the best players available. Chanel has already thrown his hat into the ring on one Aziz. I'm throwing my hat in the ring on Dante Fowler, Asante Samuel Jr., Jonathan Allen. I think they ought to be looking at those people. Yep, I really think they ought to be looking at him. They could probably get a Minihu. Looks like he's on some kind of suspension for violating the personal conduct policy. J.K. Dobbins, Azteca wanted them to bring in him. Rico Dowdle is still out there. Of course, I don't think we're going to do anything with Rico Dowdle anyway. I wouldn't mind seeing Stephon Gilmore if you just want a bridge cornerback. I know some of y'all don't want to bring him back. Y'all tell me about Kazir White. What do you think about him? Rasul Douglas is out there still at cornerback. 31 years old, though. He's an older cornerback. Says a lack of speed. So probably a no on him. See here. Now, the other funny thing about this, too, as we get down to the end, Tyrell Dodson is still here. I'm wondering on him because he's an ex-Seahawk player. I'm not sure if he was there with Shoddy, though. Chauncey Golston, of course, which I want to bring back Chauncey Golston. DJ Jones, age 30. Another one of these edge rushers. Kenneth Gainwell, Nick Chubb still out there. Man, let me tell you something. Gainwell's a good back, too. A lot of people don't realize it, but Gainwell was one of the backs when the Philadelphia Eagles got to the first Super Bowl. So that's what's still left out there. I wouldn't be surprised, though. There are some people who are probably not on this list. I wouldn't be surprised there's some people who are not on this list and the Cowboys look at picking them up. These are the 101 free agents. There are probably some that are not on this list. The Cowboys are going to be looking at picking up. Chanel said we might pick up Mickey Becton on day 2 to fill Zach Martin's spot at right guard if Price is right. What about the kid Hernandez? His name Will Hernandez? I notice he's not on the top spot. C-Base, what's going on? Becton signed with someone. Okay, Wicked, what's going on? Steelers will eat crow for letting Fields leave. It all depends. What about if they bring in Aaron Rodgers? Would you like to see Jameis Winston maybe with the Pittsburgh Steelers? I think Winston can still play. With Winston, though, it's high risk, high reward. Winston is high risk, high reward every single time. Hassani, I'm agreeing. He said 4 years. Rico been healthy 1 season. I'm sure the Cowboys are making the right choice, not paying him what the market says. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you on that, for sure. The real Daryl, what's going on? Dotto has to get the bag. Yeah, I'm not blaming him. Go get the money. Go get the money. This is probably going to be the last time. N. Smith, I agree with you. We need a full-time GM. Whoa, I forgot about this. Oh, Robert M. said, I don't want to see Von Miller anywhere near this team. I was thinking what they maybe consider bringing Von Miller here. But you said no go on Von Miller. My man Fane said we couldn't even sign injury-prone Green. Man, let me tell you though, Green had a market. It's obvious. Yeah, Greenlaw had a market. 3-year, $35 million for a guy coming off those injuries. That ain't nothing to slap. That ain't nothing to man, that is nothing to sneeze at. Cowboys probably wasn't ready to go there. Chanel said also on day 2 of not signed, bringing safety Justin Reed. Great player. We'll tighten up our defensive backfield. Age 28 will turn 29 years of age next year, I believe. Okay. Top Gunner, Rico ain't getting no. Boy. Boy, you got me rolling up in there, Top Gunner. Boy, he said, knock it off. He said, Rico is not getting $100 million contract. Man, boy. Pete Carroll's a smart coach. He sees something in Rico. He must do, but I can tell you this, it don't make sense to me when you got the number 6 pick and you can get Ashton Jeanty unless they're going to trade that pick. Chanel, you know what wound up happening, though, on Nick Bolton? Man, they signed that joker before the tampering periods came open. They signed him. Yeah, they didn't even let him get out there. Yeah, they signed him, for sure. Yeah, they signed that joker. The real Daryl said if Rico gets $100 million, oh, wait a minute. The real Daryl said Will McClay should be in the Hall of Fame right now. Boy, man, he might should give Will McClay a piece of that check, man, or at least send him a car or something. He might also send him a car. Silver Turkey said that Pete Carroll wants a proven commodity in one Rico Dowdle. I can see that too. But I can tell you this, man, I'm not letting go of Ashton Jeanty unless the plan is to trade that number 6 spot. Troy Dudley, he said he never liked the way Rico hit the hole or ran in the open. That's my problem. He's just not a home run hitter. I like him, but he's not a home run hitter. Hey, Chanel, now, you know I prefaced how I said that. I prefaced how I said that. Don't even let me commit blasphemy trying to compare anyone in reality to Darren Woodson. Darren Woodson was 101. Freak athlete, Chanel. So I tried to fix it up as good as I could. No, don't compare anybody in reality to Darren Woodson. Man, Darren Woodson was an absolute monster. That dude could wipe out a whole sideline. Sleazy, folks out here talking about trade up. The Jones don't know how to trade properly. I would rather them trade. I would don't trade a doggone thing. We're gonna see what they do on that pick. Yeah, tell it like it is. I fully believe Dowdle can get you 1,200. Problem is with Dowdle, though, when you meet those real tough teams, Dowdle is not going to be as good. Number two, with Dowdle, you're always going to be grinding it out. And there will be drives with Dowdle that you'll really have to say, dang it, we got to resort to the pass game. Because he's not that type of back that you hand it to him on a 3rd and 7 and he break it for 67. He's just not that type of back. At least he hasn't proven to be. Blue Star said Harris is run. He's going to the Chargers. Yes, sir. Blue Star, the only thing I can tell you, Blue Star, is I'm happy he ain't coming here. Because Mills had me tripping talking about this dude was coming to the Cowboys for 3 years. Man. Yes, sir. There it is. Front line. Najee Harris. Whoa. Look at this, guys. This really tells you what the market was. I'm telling you, man, this draft has really affected these running backs. So somebody not going to really have to explain this math to me because this math ain't mathing. I did a comparison video just a few days ago. Najee Harris to Rico Dowdle. It says the Chargers are expected to sign former Pittsburgh Steelers running back Najee Harris to a 1-year deal worth $9.25 million. Now, worth $9.25 million. Throw that number in the trash. What's the guaranteed money? NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport, Mike Garofalo, and Tom Pelissero has reported. So you're telling me that Najee Harris couldn't even get a 2-year deal, or maybe he could and maybe he chose the Chargers. You're telling me he's getting $9.25 million and Rico Dowdle going to sign a $100 million deal? That's crazy work. That's crazy. Man, that's crazy work. Says J.K. Dobbins, an impending free agent, and Gus Edwards released. The Chargers are bringing in a new lead back who's churned out 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons to begin his career. And I think this is one of the reasons why. And if you think about this, I will say this. If you're comparing Rico Dowdle and Najee Harris, this is the one place that Najee Harris absolutely gets the nod. Your best ability is availability. And they're telling us something, and Najee Harris, we've seen it. What is being said? Najee Harris, his availability is way more than Rico Dowdle's. So how in the world does he get a deal like this? If I'm the Raiders, why wouldn't I go to Najee Harris first? Why would I not go to Najee Harris first? Strange to me. That man ain't mathing. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Y'all help me. That don't make sense to me. My man Sam Yu, he says, stay in Texas draft. Oh, stay in Texas. Draft Golden, yeah, first. And Blue in the second. Yeah, I got you. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys do intend on drafting Golden first. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I'll be honest with you, boy, it would be hard because this dude is so fast. And if you look at him, he's so clutch. Man, it just seemed like to me, Ted McMillan would fit this team better. A bigger-bodied wide receiver. I would rather have Ted McMillan. I would even rather have a Emeka Egbuka over Golden, but I understand it. I definitely understand it for sure. Yeah, I definitely understand it. Number 12 pick, take Banks from Texas, beast. Or in draft, you got to build in the trenches. Yeah, I've seen, I saw that Boss Cowboy gave his stamp of approval on Banks. Wait a minute. No, that's not maybe the Banks kid. He had another kid he put his stamp of approval on. Okay, I know who you're talking about. Banks is actually the guy that Tankatron had the Cowboys projected to take, and now they've changed it. Wait, let me see. It might be the same guy. No, it is him. Kelvin Banks Jr. That's who you're talking about. Tankatron has Kelvin Banks Jr. as the pick for the Cowboys. So that may be him. Yeah. Robert M., I thought this was very interesting. The Eagles traded Kenny Pickett to the Browns for backup Dorian Thompson-Robinson in the 5th-round pick. Yeah, I saw that. Interesting. Kenny Pickett may get a chance to start. Oh, hey, I'm going to tell you this. I want to see how the Cowboys work all of this because we don't know what picks they're going to get. The Cowboys may weasel their way into getting another pick at the top of the draft. We just got to see how this all turns out. I think they got a few tricks up their sleeve. Yeah, see, Bates, that boy Harris, 1-year deal. Crazy work. Manuel Trillo, what's going on? Trillo. I have a feeling that Cooper Kupp is in the plans. I do think Cooper Kupp is in the plans. Cooper Kupp may be the name we hear tomorrow. I will not be surprised to hear Cooper Kupp tomorrow. Jonathan Allen, might hear Jonathan Allen tomorrow. Still wouldn't be surprised if we don't hear Will Hernandez tomorrow. May hear Will Hernandez the day after because, if anything, bring him in for depth. We're going to start hearing some of these names tomorrow, and I think some of the Cowboy fans, I think we're going to be a lot happier. Don't know to be the best. Najee Harris got, let's see, let me pull it up again. $9.5 million. He got a $9.5 million deal. And that's not even guaranteed money. He got a $9.5 million deal. So it's not even guaranteed. I'm very interested to see now what does Rico Dowdle get. Very interested to see what Rico Dowdle gets. Because if Najee Harris got that, I mean, you're telling me that Rico Dowdle is better than Najee Harris? Man, there are some people that argue that with you. There are some people that argue that he's not better. I definitely want to see how that shakes down. But I would say this, getting Javonte Williams probably guaranteed that Rico isn't coming back. ATL tight end Grady Jarrett to the Bears, okay? Yeah, you talking about keeping Turpin? I'm a little bit surprised that nobody's has bought on Turpin yet, but maybe we'll see something different tomorrow. Jarrett said Dak and the Cowboys will shut the haters. Oh, man, yeah, for sure. They're going to be ready. Yeah, they're going to be ready. And a lot of teams are going to be, oh, the Cowboys are not going to be good. Then when they get to the playoffs, they'll start talking about them. Yeah, Josh Sweat. That was a hope for me, but Josh Sweat, man, a lot of people saying Josh Sweat got overpaid, but I think it was only like a $40-something million guaranteed deal, so it's basically getting $10 million a year. Don't be the best. Hey, man, hey, I'm with you. I'm still holding out hope that somebody like Seattle or Buffalo takes Turpin. Boy, I'm with you. Hey, don't be the best. I don't mind keeping Turpin. But, boy, it's something about that second-round pick, man. I'm like, man, when somebody, hey, I'm telling us we do not understand how much another second-round draft pick will help us out, man. Another second-round draft pick? Oh, boy. I'm with you, don't be the best. I'm with you. Yep, 1 year to, and remember, Mills, worth $9.5 million. Throw that number in the trash. All I want to see is the guaranteed money. That's all I want to see is the guaranteed money. I want to see nothing else. At Freddie, that cap space means nothing. We have a bargain shop. Hey, Vaughn, just hold on. It means something. It means something. Cowboys are going to be busy day 2. They're going to be busy day 2, probably even busy day 3. And I do think now Jerry was saying they want some impact players. I think, though, we may need to just kind of maybe say that, Jerry, you might have spoke a little too soon. The Cowboys need to fill some voids. And if you don't call it filling voids, that's fine, Jerry. You need depth. You need depth at defensive tackle, edge rusher, linebacker. You need a cornerback. And you may even want to, just for good measure, throw in safety. But you need 2 cornerbacks. you have to feel you got to feel some voids. Even though they think they're going to fill all of that in the draft. I can get with that. But you got to get some depth. And they're going to have to get this depth in free agency. And I do hope they bring on some older guys. My man Jazz Tool, what's going on? I think too many. Oh, I agree with you. I think too many are expecting the headline signing, but expect Stephen Jones and Shotty to make smart, practical moves. Not always popular, but smart and practical is what wins in this league. Now, Jazz Tool, you saying something here. Because for the Cowboys, Javonte Williams, someone mentioned it earlier. Javonte Williams fits into maybe what they want to do. There's a difference in bringing him in to be the number one back and bringing him in because he fits something that you want to do. There's a difference. There's an absolute difference. Uh-oh. My man Chanel, he said, stop talking about Kupp is a pure slot and nothing more. CD is pure slot receiver that eats at this position. Yeah, run up the catch, or yak as it's known in the NFL. Yeah, you know what? Tell me what you think, Chanel. Y'all tell me what you think. I'll be honest with you. I am not going to be mad at Cooper Kupp. If the Cowboys get Cooper Kupp, I will not be mad. It all depends on what they bring him in. And if they get him on a really good deal, I won't be mad about Cooper Kupp. But again, let's think about this. If I'm not mistaken, Keenan Allen is still out there. Am I wrong about this? Keenan Allen is still out here. Let me tell y'all something. Keenan Allen may be an absolute beast this year. And let me tell y'all why Keenan Allen may be an absolute beast this year. Is it not crazy that some of these lists do not include Keenan Allen in the top 100? What? They're not even including Keenan Allen in the top 100. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I've overlooked it, but I have not seen Keenan Allen being in the top 100. I mean, is he not a free agent? I thought he was a free agent. They don't even have him in the top 100. This is crazy to me. Now, this list does have him in there. And maybe if I've overlooked him on some other list. But this list from Pro Football Network, they actually have Keenan Allen as the number 2. This is who they have left back. Who are the best remaining free agents? Let me see. Okay, so this was updated at 9:38, so it's not too long ago. So the best one they have left, they said Justin Reed is the 8th best left. He's a safety. They got Tyron Smith, 12th best free agent. Wow, they're talking about from the Cowboys. Anybody want to bring back Tyron Smith? You got to understand, he's not playing a full season for you if you bring him back, though. Cornelius Lucas is on here. Jonathan Allen. Cowboys need to bring in Jonathan Allen for sure. Hopefully we'll hear his name tomorrow. They still got Dobbins on here. Keenan Allen. They said risk level. Now watch this. His risk level, I don't understand what this means necessarily, but it's medium to high. It says, despite being essentially 2 years older than the next receiver on this list, there is a level of plausible deniability that is at play in Keenan Allen's profile that doesn't exist for others. Yes, he saw his yards per route run decline by a full yard in 2024 but 2023, but he was a part of a brand new offense that was working in a rookie quarterback, which is understandable, with talent all over the place in terms of the receiver position. He was also in a loaded division that put pressure on this offense to be more aggressive than they otherwise would have been. If Allen stays in Chicago, it's hard to like his prospects of bouncing back in a meaningful way. Rome Odunze showed signs of development as his rookie season wore on and is poised to be used next to DJ Moore much more frequently as this team looks to build a future around Caleb Williams. So, Keenan Allen, it says he posted his lowest on-field target share since his rookie season, and him continually being phased out is likely in store. Okay. So, Keenan Allen, still out there. Not sure if he would be in the Cowboys' plans. He's about to be 33. Keenan Allen is still out there. Zadarius Smith, edge rusher for the Detroit Lions, 33. They said he's still out there. Now, Tyler Lockett is on this list. Tyler Lockett, wouldn't be surprised. He's a name you hear. So that's who they have so far. So those names have not come off yet. No doubt. Chanel, I'm with you. Yep, he is. And Chanel, in actuality, any receiver they bring in here that's going to be good, Keenan Allen, Cooper Kupp, even a rookie, Ted McMillan, Emeka Buka, Luther Bird III, they're going to take plays away from CD, no doubt. No doubt. Excuse me. No doubt, because I really do think that Dak is going to try to get away from forcing. If they get him someone else, he's going to get away from forcing the ball to CeeDee Lamb, which will open up CeeDee Lamb. But it is going to take some passes away from him. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, Chargers signed that doggone Najee Harris for sure. So that makes me wonder, does that bring down the value of one Rico Dowdle's contract chances? Alex, I got a feeling too. I got a feeling that Cooper Kupp is going to be, when we wake up tomorrow, Lord willing, when we wake up tomorrow, it's going to be Cooper Kupp. I think it'll be Cooper Kupp. And I'm hoping that maybe even Jonathan Allen may pop up tomorrow. But again, another player I hope turns up tomorrow. Man, they can get Dante Fowler on the cheap. Dante Fowler, they can get that dude on the cheap, sounds like. I would bring in Dante Fowler. I don't care if I do nothing else. Man, you could probably get Dante Fowler on a $5 million deal. Bring in Dante Fowler. I would. Man, I'd bring in Dante Fowler on a 2-year deal. Hey, man, we'll bring you in 2 years, $12 million, $7 million guaranteed. You know what I'm talking about? $3.5 million, and next year the salary cap is going to go up again. Man, I'd bring Dante Fowler in for 2 years. 10.5 sacks in the rotation? Man, that's tough. That's tough right there. I like how that sounds. That's tough. H.L. Cooper, I'm surprised that they haven't already called Hernandez, but I think they may let him sit another day. We'll see there. Manuel said no Fowler for him. Man, Fowler may have a chip on his shoulder. Blue Star said, I say bring him to Dallas. We would gladly take him off your hands, Washington. He can be a great piece to our defense. 10 sacks. Man, boy, that's nothing to sneeze. Blue Star, man, that's nothing to sneeze at, bro. 10.5 sacks. Man, most players would have already been scooped up. They right. They would have already been scooped up. Solomon, my man, what's going on? Man, I'm telling you, I'd take him back. I would. Man, for that, you could probably get this dude for $4 to $5 million. You could. Raul said Jerry's about as aggressive as a toothless chihuahua. Let's give it one more day. I think tomorrow the Cowboys start making moves. They're going to try to fill it. I think they're going to try to fill up as many players as they can. They got to get the depth. Wicked said Jameis is best option. Yeah, you're talking about Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh ought to get him. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers ought to get him. But again, Wicked, I'm telling you what I think the Pittsburgh Steelers did exactly what the Cowboys did on Jordan Lewis. They tried to play poker and they lost. I think they tried to let Fields sit out there a little too long, hoping he could sit out there, and then they would be able to get him on the cheap. But again, you play stupid prizes, you get stupid. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. There are times that you gotta, if you want. Now, if you don't really want it, then don't worry about it. But if you really want a player, you're gonna have to just pay. It's the name of the game. But again, the Cowboys, I don't think saw anybody that they wanted to get. Dro knows what's going on. What's going on with you? He said who the F is Javonte Williams? Hey, he just an insurance policy. Don't sweat it. Excuse me. Yeah, he's just an insurance policy. Don't sweat him. He works into the plan, but not long term. He's kind of like I think he's on a prove it thing. So we'll see what happens. All right, let me go down a little further. But yeah, man, the Cowboys, y'all watch what I tell you. I think the Cowboys get to work tomorrow. My man Johnny Blue, what's going on? Good to see you up in here. CB, what's up? Yeah, there's still some good free agents out there. Let's kind of go over it again. We're going to make another run through of the top free agents left. Yeah, there's still some good ones. You're going to find out tomorrow. I think tomorrow is when the Cowboys are going to start playing. The Cowboys didn't want to play with the Cowboys didn't want to play in that area of the top players because they knew what the prices were going to be. Let's check it out again. CB says, is there still some good players? Let's go down the list again. So we got Amari Cooper, Javon Holland, and the list says, I want to make sure it says, it made a statement about how many are only left from the top, maybe 10 or 5. But again, this is kind of where we are. Most of the top 10 guys are gone. But they got Amari Cooper at 11, Javon Holland, 15, Will Fries, guard, 17. I would love for the Cowboys to bring in Asante Samuel. I still got my hopes on Asante Samuel as tomorrow. Cam Robinson, Stephon Diggs, please don't do this, Dallas. Tevin Jenkins is a guard. They got Javon Hargrave. Again, which y'all think the Cowboys should bring in Javon Hargrave. Should they bring in this guy, Levi? Man, I'm telling you, this dude, Calais Campbell, if you get this guy dirt cheap, everybody keeps waiting on him to fall off a cliff. He just haven't done it. Well, we'd like to bring in Christian Fulton, maybe. Kick the tires on him and see what he could look like for an outside cornerback. Chanel is sold on Azeez. Azeez Ajulari, he's saying that we should bring him in. And it sounds like from what everyone else is saying about him that if he can stay healthy, he'll be great. They said he's a great, useful situational edge rusher. I would bring him in. I think everybody's pretty much out on DeMarcus Lawrence. Jonathan Allen is a name I hope we hear tomorrow. And I hope we hear Jonathan Allen early. I would like for the Cowboys to go ahead and get him. Joey Bosa. Would anybody be glad if we got Joey Bosa? I wouldn't be mad if we got Joey Bosa either. I'm just honest with you. Joey Bosa and Michael Parsons would be great together. Dante Fowler. Some people are saying no on Dante Fowler. I would not be mad, though, at Dante Fowler. I'm not familiar as much with Charles Omenihu. Looks like he's on suspension. Zadarius Smith. He's still out here, 32. It says it was surprising to see the Lions give up Smith after he continued to push the pocket, but he was still making a star's salary. Now he can settle in as a plus role player. Okay. Y'all tell me what you think about Zadarius Smith. Would you like to see him come in? I still like Stephon Gilmore if you can get him cheap. He really seems to take care of himself. Kazir White. Yep, there are definitely still players out here. For sure. Now, okay, Keenan Allen is on here. Man, they're talking about Allen could help a team as a slot option. Oh, wow, that'd be crazy to have Keenan Allen in the slot. Boy, I bet you he'd be open all day long. Man, could y'all imagine Keenan Allen in the slot? Man, I bet you Keenan Allen in the slot would be open all day for somebody. Tell me about Terrell Dodson. Would y'all mind bringing back Tyron Smith for depth? Got Juwan Johnson, Chauncey Golston. That's one of our guys. I've heard people say bring him back. DJ Jones, what do y'all think about him? Says Jones is a workmanlike player who would fit in a lot of different rush plans. And then, of course, I'm mad that we didn't get Nick Chubb. There are still players out there. And I think this is where the Dallas Cowboys are going to play. I do think this is where the Dallas Cowboys are going to play. For sure. This is where they start playing. All right, let me get it. Let's see. Robert says, if they don't anything tomorrow, you can kiss the baby. They're doing something tomorrow. Guaranteed they're doing something tomorrow and the next day. The Cowboys are going to do day 2 and 3. Those are the 2 days I thought they were going to play, and I think they will play tomorrow. Genetically modified innovations. He said, I'm tired of the broken big name players. The Cowboys are actually trying to build this team through the draft. Some of these older players, some of those big name older players, genetically, they'll only be using them for depth and maybe some starting, but they're going to start developing those young guys. Don't worry. I think they'll do a good job here. Blue Star said the Rams are planning to release Cooper Kupp at the start of the new league year unless the trade materializes. Now, I think Cooper Kupp is going to be who they go get, Blue Star. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but I think they kind of got their mind set on one Cooper Kupp. Matt D, he said, I just seen on IG, Greg Hardy in 2015 is the last free agent Dallas has signed for $6 million or more per year. Keep that in mind. Yeah. And I think, though, on these day 2 signings, that'll be a kind of where you are. You could probably get some of these players in that $4 to $5 million range. You'll be able to get some of them. Barry Unger, the only person we got so far is Javonte Williams. No one even knows who he is. No one even knows who he is. Sleazy said market for Rico is $6 million. We're going to see. Because I can't see Najee Harris unless Najee Harris had other deals on the table and decided that he wanted to be on that West Coast. But I'm just finding it hard to believe that we're saying that Rico is going to get a long-term deal who's only been healthy 1 season. Najee Harris has 4 1,000-yard seasons and has had great availability, but we're going to sign Rico to a better deal. I'm tripping on that. Oh, man, me too, Mills. I'm ecstatic about that one. I am so glad that he was not in the picture. Cowboys are focused on Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is going to be, I guarantee you, when this is all said and done, once they sign Micah Parsons, they're going to be bragging about he was the big fish signing of free agency, which really is an extension. Okay, so the Vikings, Byron Murphy, off the list. Okay, another corner, gone. CB, they got to hit on this draft, and they got to hit on this free agency too. This free agency isn't over, guys. Do not give up on this free agency. They got to hit, and they got to hit now. Blue Star, I've been saying it for the longest. The Cowboys need to sign Brandon Aubrey. I would not be surprised if Brandon Aubrey refused to kick for this team for $1 million. I will not be surprised if Brandon Aubrey say thanks but no thanks and hold out. But we'll see how. I don't know how that would work. CB said Javonte is hard. Matty Dub seems to think he's hard too. Georgie George, what's going on? He said, who do you really want in free agency? Again, I would love to see Jonathan Allen, Asante Samuel Jr. I think there are some players on here. I trust Chanel. He said Aziz. Some people say no Dante Fowler. I would love to bring him in, see what's up. Joey Bosa, still out here on the list. There are so many options for the Dallas Cowboys. Again, There are players, and the Cowboys should be talking tomorrow. Hargrave is out here. I mean, the Cowboys should be talking. The Cowboys should be talking. They should be doing some things tomorrow. I think we're going to see some things come to fruition. Probably going to get a couple things going that'll probably make some of us happy. Sleazy, pun intended. He said, I don't think Kupp fills the Cowboys' cup. Of course not. But again, they're going to go get a wide receiver in the draft too. Don't even worry about it. They'll get him too. They're going to get their wide receiver in the draft. It's not going to stop them. Reginald Mackey. I would not be mad at bringing Amari Cooper back, but I think there's some bad blood there. Let me tell you, hey, don't know be the best. Let me tell you something. Cooper Kupp is taking offense to people saying he washed up. Let me see if I can find the quote. Oh, yeah, here it is. Let me show you something about Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp ain't taking too kindly to people talking about he's washed up. Says right here, Cooper Kupp said, I see myself as ascending, even if people say I'm descending. Cooper Kupp said he ain't listening to you. Let's look at this article that was written. Miles Simmons says Rams receiver Cooper Kupp has been on a trade block since January, though to this point, no trade partner has emerged. And with Kupp's contract, there's a good chance Los Angeles will end up releasing the wideout. So I'm pretty sure this is what teams are waiting on. They're waiting on a release. Jerry Jones has already said, draft capital is at a premium. And Jerry said, the team that comes knocking is the team that has to give up something. Jerry doesn't want to give up leverage. So what Jerry is, I think what they're doing is they're hoping again to smoke out teams to see who, or even smoke out the Rams. The Rams seed now today, there's no one that wants Cooper Kupp. He didn't go day one. Will he go day 2 or 3? No one bites. The Rams got to make a decision. Can we get something for him? Maybe the Rams shake him for a 5th or a 6th. A 6th round draft, a 5th or 6th round draft pick. Maybe they shake him for that on the trade. I mean, the Cowboys probably would give up the 4th. They just don't have one. Yeah, they just don't have one. Y'all will get that when you leave. But again, I'm just telling you, they don't have one. So it says Kupp, 31, had one of the best seasons for a receiver in league history in 2021. Man, let me tell you something about these history-breaking years. You ever notice how this happens to some of these players, especially when they're older? Man, those types of seasons, they seem to take players out, man. I can remember what was his name? CJ 2000. After he had that season, boy, it was like he almost fell off a cliff. The big bruising running back for the Kansas City Chiefs almost got 2,000 yards, fell off a cliff. I can remember another running back for the Baltimore Ravens. I forget his name. He fell off a cliff after that. These people fall off cliffs. DeMarco Murray, the Cowboys ran him in the ground, signs a deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. He was never the same. When you have these types of seasons, unless you're built like that, boy, these players seem to fall off cliffs. And Cooper Kupp, have you noticed, ever since that 2021 campaign, he fell off a cliff. Look at what it says. He helped lead the Rams to victory in Super Bowl. My Roman numerals off, but whatever the case may be, was the game's MVP. Look at this. And I think that's what, 46 or 56, one of them. But since then, Kupp has played 9, 12, and 12 games in each of the last 3 seasons. Man, I'm telling you, boy, you have to be careful with those record-breaking seasons. They take a lot out of your body. To get that many receptions, To get that many yards, it takes a lot out of you, man. It really does. People do not understand when you have those type of campaigns. It takes a lot out of you. And the NFL is a grind. You mess around, go to the Super Bowl in February. Mini camps start, April. Training camp starts in, June, July. And then before you know it, the season is right back going. Boy, that takes a lot out of you, man. It takes a lot out of your body. It says in 2024, he caught 67 passes for 710 yards with 6 touchdowns, with just 4 catches for 53 yards in his last 3 games. Puka Nakua, I have to see his name to pronounce it. But this dude has really emerged as a great receiver. But Cooper Kupp, man, man. This is what Kupp said. Kupp said in a recent interview with Sam Farmer of the Los Angeles Times that he feels like a player on the rise. He says, the way I see myself is I'm ascending. Hey, don't all be the best. Cooper Kupp said he's not agreeing with your assessment. That boy Cooper Kupp has said he said he's still in his prime, bro. He says I'm ascending. Even the people on the outside say I'm descending. Kupp told Farmer, but they aren't in our rooms. They aren't hearing our game plans. They don't see our practices. All they see is what happens on Sunday, and sometimes they don't even see that. And all they see is a stat line on the side. Oh, this is who he is. Well, that boy's spitting. He said that's not what defines a player. That's not going to define who I am, certainly. I'm not going to allow that. But when you go through things, I'm watching. I go through every single rep. I feel single rep. He said, I feel every single rep I take. I diagnose every rep. I, with all the information, know that I'm moving in the right direction. Coop noted he's trying to be as positive as he can, be about his time with the Rams ending, though it is being tough to know what he won't be, tough to know that he won't be back with the team that drafted him in 2017. Now, let's make all that make sense. I can tell you what's happening. A better wide receiver came to town. And not necessarily maybe a better wide receiver, a younger wide receiver, a more healthy wide receiver. He's being phased out. This is why I want you to see what he said right here. Let's go back to right here. Right here. Watch this part right here. Let me highlight it for you. I want you to see this part right here. This is the part you have to pay attention to. He said they aren't hearing our game plans. You know what that tells me? He's not the main receiver in the game plan no more. That's what that's telling me. He's not the main player. He's not the number one receiver. They moved him out of the number one receiver spot. That's what he's saying. They moved me out. He's saying, y'all need to go watch tape on me. He's saying this. Go watch the tape. They don't see the practices. Look at this. All they see is what happens on Sundays. Sometimes they don't even see. He's saying something. Go watch the tape. He's saying that people look at the stat line. Now, we can't deny the stat line is a part of what it is. You can't deny the stat line. The stat line is telling a part of the story too. But he's also saying, you're not looking at everything I'm doing. If you just dissect what he's saying, this dude is saying, watch this, because some of these these receivers, especially when they fall off, this is what you start to see happen. They start to take off reps. They take off plays. He says, no. When I go through things, I'm watching. He says, I go through every single rep. I feel every single rep I take. I diagnose every rep. With all the information, know that I'm moving in the right direction. He's saying something. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. He's saying something. I'm still good. He's just saying something that, no, I wasn't the number one receiver anymore. That part is what it is. Cooper Kupp is basically saying, I believe he's saying, I can still be a very effective number 2 wide receiver. He's saying, I'm going to put in the work. I've been putting in the work. I'm still a very good number 2 wide receiver. We're about to see, because the Rams are going to give him up. I can just tell you now, the Rams are going to give him up. And any team right now, this is why teams are staying pat. Even the Cowboys are kind of staying pat, because they're like, they're not going to keep him. They know the Rams aren't going to keep him. So unless you can produce something that says that you're going to keep him, everyone is sitting back saying, I'll take Cooper Kupp. And let me tell you something, and the Cowboys got to be very careful on this. When you play poker, you better understand you're playing poker. You're taking a gamble. Because if the Cowboys want Cooper Kupp, for as much as some of us are saying about Cooper Kupp, let Cooper Kupp hit that market. Let the Rams cut Cooper Kupp. Watch what happened. Watch what happened if Cooper Kupp hits that market. I guarantee you there'll be teams biting on Cooper Kupp. There will be teams biting on Cooper Kupp. I guarantee you. There are other teams that probably see this dude as a good receiver too. The issue is, Jerry said it best. Draft capital is at a premium. These teams are saying, we're not giving up draft picks in this draft. Not when it's so deep in some of the very positions that we want. And again, the running back and the wide receiver combine especially didn't do these older wide receivers any favors. People are looking at what they saw at the combine, looking at the tape they watched on some of these college players, and they're saying something. We would rather get younger than older. We would rather get younger than older. We would rather get a Ted McMillan. We would rather get a Nemeka Ibuka. We would rather get a Luther Burden III. We would rather get fill in the blank. They would rather, because you think about those contracts, you actually get to control those young players as they come into their own. You draft them in the first round, you got them for 7 years. You control them for 7, no less than 6. You control them. You literally control them. You can get them on very good rookie deals. Who are you taking? Cooper Kupp on an $8 million a year deal, Keenan Allen on a $9 million a year deal for 2-3 years, or would you rather take Ted McMillan? Get him on a 4 or 5 year deal. Get him on a 4-year deal. $16 million. $16 million guaranteed. What would you rather have? At the end of the day, the younger wide receivers, no matter how you slice it, the upside is bigger than the downside of these older receivers. Because you have to start asking yourself, when do they start falling off a cliff? When do they start falling off? Keenan Allen, when is he going to fall off? He's 33. When is he going to fall off a cliff? Do I want him 2 years for 16 or rookie 4 years for 16, plus I'll own the rights to him for 2 or 3 more years? Which one do I want? Keenan Allen or one of those guys? That becomes the issue. And again, I hold Keenan Allen in high esteem, high regard. But I also think Keenan Allen is one of these wide receivers. He should probably be looking for a team that's a contender that is one player away. Or it's hard to say you're one player away, but somebody like him would really be the icing on the cake for a team. What if the Rams could get him? Puka Nacua, Javonte Adams, Keenan Allen. That'd be a deadly trio. The Rams seem to be in win now mode. They seem to be willing to take a chance, because I'm telling you, the Rams are basically saying, man, we got to do it in 2. They're going for it this year. They're saying we got to do it in 2. And really with Javonte Adams, I think they're saying we got to do it in one. They're going to take a swing at the fences this year. The Rams are going to take a swing at the fences. You watch what I tell you. And they got on a heck of a roll at the end of the season last year. 70s fan, Eagles ain't interested in doing nothing. They've already signed Saquon Barkley. Hey, let me tell you something. The Eagles have already got what they wanted. They got a Super Bowl. The Eagles are going to contend again. They will not be as potent as they were last year, and I think they know it. They will not be as potent as they were last year. And the reason why I know they won't be as potent, again, let's think about this. Did anybody think the Eagles were the best NFC team up until midseason? That didn't change for me until around game 10 or 11, as I watched the Detroit Lions continue to get decimated. The Lions will be healthy. We'll see what they do with their offensive and defensive coordinators. We're going to see the Minnesota Vikings with J.J. McCarthy. We'll see how that turns out. I'm sorry, but again, guys, I'm going to have to do a story on this. These blankety-blank Washington Commanders. If you don't think these dudes are serious, shoot, man. These dudes are serious. The Washington Commanders are serious. Boy, when you look at the moves the Washington Commanders are making, and I'm telling y'all again, they're not done. These jokers are not done. But y'all understand this. Y'all better take Michael Parsons to heart. When Michael Parsons saw that the Commanders had traded for Laramie Tunsil, you want to know why he said WTF? You got to go up against that monster. He pretty much knows you can't run through him. He's pretty quick. They're not going to have to double team him with Laramie Tunsil. The Washington Commanders are trying to get a team that can beat the Cowboys and the Eagles. Whether we realize it or not, as good as the Washington Commanders did, the Cowboys not only beat them once, but almost beat them twice. And Jaden Daniels was playing, and they were putting that dude on the turf. They took him out. No, they're getting Cowboy and Eagle beaters. Boy, these boys are not playing. They have put together a serious team. They have. They have put together a serious team. I'm going to show their team again here in a moment. But, whew, man. The moves by the Washington Commanders is telling us, boy, they are serious. Cowboys going to have their hands full, guys. They are literally going to have their hands full. There is no doubt about it. When you look at these teams and who has been the most active. Now, you would think the Buffalo Bills have been active, but if you look at what this is saying, most of these are extensions. These are mostly extensions. Extension. They re-signed Reed Ferguson. These are extensions. So they're signing their own. But when you start looking over, and boy, the New England Patriots, they got busy too. But we're not worried about them. They're not in our division. But boy, it's amazing. I'm telling y'all, it's amazing what people will do when they like you. Man, when people like you, boy, look at what they did for Mark Vrabel. Look at what they did. Joshua Dobbs got him a backup. Mac Hollins. Austin, man, these dudes went in and dang near got a whole team. They building. They are building. Cincinnati Bengals. Now, if I was on the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm going to tell you what would be aggravating to me. They've been extremely busy too. But again, extensions. But if I was T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, I'd be livid right now. I would be livid. Y'all signing all these players back, but you won't take care of us? I'd be livid. I really would. But again, The Houston Texans, they've been somewhat busy too. But when you get to the Washington Commanders, Jaguars been busy too. Not really worried about them. Chiefs have been somewhat busy too. But everybody's gunning for Kansas City. They better get ready. They're about to get every team's best. The Kansas City Chiefs, now that the Eagles have dismantled them and showed everyone the blueprint, they better get ready, boy. They're going to get every team's best shot now, boy. Every team going to be gunning for them like they do for Dallas. And, of course, the Cowboys, we have done a lot of re-signing of our own, so we haven't done anything yet other than the Javonte Williams as an outsider. The New York Giants, again, they've been busy. But if you see here, re-sign. Eagles have barely done anything. They already had a team. But this right here, boy, these boys have made some serious moves. And that Laramie Tunsil move is crazy. Javon Kinlaw on the defensive line. Of course, they got Bobby Wagner back. And again, they're not done. These boys going to be a problem for us. Yeah, they're going to be a problem. So the Joneses better get busy tomorrow. Gabe said Keenan was arguably a top 10 wide receiver during his entire run with the Chargers. I agree. He's always been a rhythm and timing player, not a fit with Caleb Williams' style. Agree. Man, he be nasty in the slot, though. William, I'm with you. We haven't seen enough of Sam Williams to know if he's any good. If I'm the Cowboys, I go in like he's not going to be there. I do not believe that Michael Parsons is going to be on a trade block. Is Michael going to be a Cowboy, or is he on the trade block? Nah, he's not on the trade block. Jerry loves him some doggone Michael Parsons. Not going to happen. Yes, 75 just showed the Eagles hadn't done much. They're content with the team they have pretty much. Yeah, y'all did, Todd. You let go of some good defensive players, no doubt about it. But I think you're also saying you think your team are good enough that they can overcome those things. Yeah, Murphy's gone. Signed back with the Eagles for sure. Blue Star, he said, I really hope Duvall, J. Lou is happy with the Jaguars since folks saying they have a better culture than Dallas. Nah, man, I don't know about that part. I don't know about the Jaguars. I hear it seems like they have a bad culture. And if you notice about the Jacksonville Jaguars, teams go to them to get paid. They go to them to get paid, for real. They typically overpay in free agency. Boy, yeah, this doggone man. Boy, I'm with you, Todd. The Commanders are serious about Laramie Tunsil. About Jaden Daniels staying upright. They are for sure. All right, guys. Well, again, y'all get ready. We kind of knew the Cowboys were not going to do anything in day one. I know we didn't get what we wanted. Day two, hold your horses on this Gary McKnight. Day two is not necessarily bargain shopping. So let's see what happens on day two. I think the Cowboys are going to start trying to make some moves. And again, let's give them credit. They did try to make a move. Dre Greenlaw was just too rich for their blood. The Denver Broncos gave him an awesome deal. Bottom line, they did. There's nothing we can do. Gave him an awesome deal. Dennis Scroggins. Jonathan Allen is meeting with the Vikings. We're going to see. Tomorrow's going to tell us everything we need to know. Yeah, Father Time may have called Keenan Allen. I tell you what, though. I wouldn't mind bringing in Keenan Allen as a slot receiver. That would be a crazy upgrade. I think they're banking on the coaching, Gary McKnight. I do think that's the issue. They're banking on the coaching. They are. George, he likes the Javonte Williams signing. I think some others do too. Yes, sir. We'll be back tomorrow. I think I'm going to do 2 shows again tomorrow. I'll be back around noon. I want to see what's going on. I'll probably do about 11 to Probably do about 11 to 1 o'clock, and then I'll do an afternoon show somewhere around 4 to 6. So I'm going to do 2 shows tomorrow. I want to see what develops either late tonight or what develops early in the morning. We're going to stay on this because Wednesday, all the deals get signed. All the deals get signed tomorrow. Get signed on Wednesday. And then there'll still be 3 additional days for players who were not in the top 100. Y'all keep y'all eyes on those people too. Just because players don't make these top 101 free agent lists, understand this. That doesn't mean those players are not good. That don't mean these players are not good. A lot of times what these guys are doing, they're kind of picking the easy picks. Well, it's easy to pick some of these guys being in the top 100. Why? Because we've been watching them. We've been watching them as starters. We've been watching different things. But again, there are players, if you just give them a chance, there may be some players that didn't make this top 101 list. They may be still good. Brandon Mahoney, what's going on? I'm telling us. I'm not distraught. I'm good. I am definitely good. Cowboys are not doing it so far. Cowboys haven't done anything I didn't expect them to do. So we're going to sit back and watch. And then I think tomorrow, the Cowboys get rocking. Boy, Johnny Blue, I love what you said. Johnny Blue said, I think somebody made a mistake and added the 0 to Rico's deal. I can see $10 million for 2 years. Hey, Johnny Blue, I can tell you this. If Najee Harris only got a 1-year deal worth $9.5 million, boy, I'll be shocked. How does the Raiders at the number 6 spot give Rico Dowdle a $100 million deal? Unless they're trading that number 6 pick. And that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Because the Raiders are going to get good real fast. Whoa, Robert M said extended highlights on Burden. Immature, tape don't lie. Okay. What up, Quarter Note Beats? Yes, sir. Polo, True Philly and Kansas City have young, good receivers. Yeah, no doubt. And I think we're going to try to get young at the wideout position too. Cup literally, that boy said Iago said he got one good leg. Maybe not at midnight. The Cowboys going to do something tomorrow. I'm confident. Yeah, they're going to do something tomorrow. Dak has a 3-year window. Probably more of a 4-year window. But yeah, they're going to strike. They're going to do something tomorrow. I'm confident. They just wasn't going to do anything today, and I knew it. Moses, let's be patient. They were never going to do nothing on day one. I promise you. Yeah, they were never going to do anything on day one. They're going to knock it. I'm not going to say they're going to knock it out of the park. Let's wait and see what they do tomorrow. I'm confident they do something tomorrow. Whoa, Blue Star, let me tell you something. There is a real chance. There's a real chance that Trey Lance or either Cooper Rush could be back on this team and the Cowboys don't sign a backup quarterback. Don't sign a quarterback in the draft. And I'm being honest with you. I've said this from the beginning. The Cowboys do not need to sign a quarterback this season. They don't need to sign a quarterback. They have too many needs. A player that I'm not going in the draft to get a player that's not going to play unless I'm not confident in Dak Prescott not finishing the season. But even that would be an oxymoron because if I'm not confident in Dak finishing the season, then I'm going to draft a quarterback in the first round. I'm not drafting a quarterback in the 5th round talking about he's going to take Dak Prescott plays if he doesn't finish the season. I wouldn't draft a quarterback. I wouldn't. They need every one of these players. Now we know J. Lou gone. You're going to need extra cornerback. You're going to still need to address defensive tackle. Still need to address. I'm just telling you, they got too many players. I would not, after paying Dak Prescott, I am not spending money on a backup quarterback. Especially the kid from Bama. If that's the case, I'll wait and see what happens with Trey Lance, and I'll bring Lance back if no one signs him. But so far, we're going to see if there's a market for Trey Lance by day 3. We'll see. Oh, man. Yeah, J. Lou going to be missed. He is. Yeah, them doggone Commanders are deadly serious. They still got to deal with us, because I'm telling you, we manhandled them for sure. Tony Simmons, what's up? He said we need a line with some fire under their butts to be a good running team. Same old line, different coaches. We're going to see. I think they're very confident in these coaches, though. I think they think the coaching is going to make all the difference. I still want to see them bring in Will Hernandez. If they wound up doing Tyler Banks like everybody is saying in the first round, is his name? No, Kelvin Banks. Kelvin Banks Jr. We'll see. Miss Matrix, let me give you the last word. She said, gee, save that money for someone else. The Eagles know what they need and get the top player at that position. They don't mind spending. She said, I'll be glad when you guys start believing me, fans since 77. We have an owner stuck back in time. Well, again, Miss Matrix, I think Moses. I thought it was Miss Matrix. Moses. Again, the problem is we don't have real GMs. They're the owners. And there's no risk of them being fired if they don't do well. And gee, they won't be as potent due to a whole season of film on that unit. They'll still be good, possibly not as potent though. Yeah, the Eagles, they're not worried though. They got the Super Bowl now. They're not worried. D-Law is a free agent. Nobody's picked him up. Bumpy Thomas, my 2 cents. The Dallas Cowboys never do anything on the first day. We're not doing anything tomorrow. I think they do. They're going to do something tomorrow. They're going to do something tomorrow. You watch what I tell you. Sean M. said the draft reminds me of the 2014 draft when we drafted Zach Martin over Johnny Manziel. We might have to draft Shador. Oh, no. That ain't happening. Yeah, that is not happening. Because, again, it'd be a waste of a pick because Shador Sanders is not coming in taking Dak Prescott's place. They're not eating $180 million off the rip on Dak Prescott. They're not doing it. Robert M. said the Texans got tired of Tunsil with holding it false starts. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, guys, I appreciate you rocking with me. Y'all hit that like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't. Let's get to 7,000. Let's keep growing this community. Got a lot of great things again coming in the future. We'll be back twice again tomorrow. We're going to see if the Cowboys get busy. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Until tomorrow, Lord willing. Peace.